Alright, folks, welcome back to the One Piece Yapathon. Yeah, I'm here with who?
Your mom.
Yeah, my mom's here. Hi, Mom.
Hello, did you clean your room?
No. Who needs time to clean room when we have time to talk about One Piece? With Windmask.
So true. That's me. I'm your mom, Windmask.
Mama! So you just finished Water 7. Well, you're caught up to Enies lobby now, or whatnot.
Yeah, I finished all the way to the end of Enies lobby.
But we're just gonna talk about Water 7 and leave Enies lobby to a next video, I suppose.
Yeah. Because otherwise this will be really long, because this is a pretty long stretch of the story with a lot of stuff that happened in it.
Oh yeah, it's one of the best arcs in One Piece, in my opinion.
It was really, really good. Like I think it's the most consistently good throughout like the whole thing.
Yeah, compared to like Luffy being stuck in a snake for so long. This kept going and then going and then going and then going. It never stopped.
Yeah, it wasn't like the start of East Blue or Alabasta or the middle of Skypiea, I guess.
Yeah, because like I feel like those arcs were very slow burns. And then once you get to the like high point, it's at the high point and then it just ends.
Yeah.
I would say Water 7 really like kicks it up a notch at a certain point, but we'll get to there. First, we'll have to brief off of like whatever happened with Foxy Pirates, you know, the one notorious arc that everyone thinks is a filler arc.
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of understand why people say that, but it's like short. It's short enough to where I think, you know, you get that little bit of adventure that One Piece is good for, and then you also get some important plot threads started or continued as well. So like it starts off like they go to the island and they're like, wow, there's all these animals. They're really long or really tall. That's crazy.
Yeah, the Long Ring Long Land arc, as I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
I feel like Oda was just
John.
trying something new and just wanted to make something fun.
Yeah, well, that's like a recurring thing, I think, is he'll just be like, hey, I just have an idea. I'm just gonna throw it in and see what happens.
Apparently, it's the 14th story arc of the manga.
That sounds right.
Yeah, so they... But the thing is, what's cool about the island is, like, the whole thing where the guy has to, like, go across the island every certain week. What was it like?
They, so the village, that the guy is part of, they move to one of the smaller islands every 3 years when the tide gets lower, so that they can actually cross, because it's technically one big island, but
It's in a circle.
When the tide is high, they can't cross because the water fills up the lower parts of the island.
What's crazy about that is that you end up seeing the old man in one of like the recent chapters in One Piece.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And he's on his stilts.
Yeah, so here I have written down man on big bamboo.
Man, wait, man on big bamboo. Huh?
Yeah, that's the old guy. When you first run into him, he's on the giant bamboo because he made stilts, and he's like, I'm afraid to come down because I'm afraid of heights or something like that.
How did he get up there?
I'm pretty sure they must have said, but I don't remember. But yeah, they knocked down the bamboo.
Right, because they were like raiding his house and like, ooh, cheese.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the nasty ass cheese that's been there for the whole time he was up on the stilts. Cause he was there for like what 5 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Um.
Oh wait, apparently in the arc in Mocktown, a West Coast in Jaya, Bellamy and whatever the other guy's name are forced to fight each other as they are being controlled by Don Quixote do Flamingo. Was that in the manga?
Oh yeah, I think so. I didn't write it down though.
Oh, okay. Because that's actually pretty important because that also shows what Doflamingo can do for later on.
Right.
It was like a foreshadowing. He's punishing them for their defeat against the Straw Hat Pirates, therefore disgracing his Jolly Roger, which was very similar to Doflamingo's with the big smiley face. Then he tells them he has no room for small-time hoods like them under his command and dismisses them from his crew. Doflamingo then excitedly declares that the new age has arrived where only the strong and the real pirates will survive. And then Luffy lands into that island.
Right. When they're on the way to the island, I think is when they see the ship that's missing their captain, which was supposed to hint at the
Davy back fight.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they run into those pirates.
Foxy
later.
pirates. Yeah, because they literally trap the Going Merry.
And this is so stupid because I have the village. I have written down the village moves and then boat race, rip chopper.
Well, I mean, they literally somehow Foxy like was like, oh, you want to do a Davy back fight, eh?
Yeah, and then
that
they're,
literally.
like, explaining to like, oh yeah, like you.
That's what he
pick
sounds
who
like
you
in the
want for
anime.
your
He's like,
team.
oh, I want to do a Davy back fight, eh?
That's so fucking.
And he's like, eh,
Yeah, so the first it's 3 contests. The first one is a boat race around the island,
Yeah.
right? It was Nami and it was one other that was on the boat race, right?
Somebody. I don't remember. It's like
I don't know,
said,
but
this
not
arc is
Nami.
not that important, but it is important, I guess.
It was fun though. I like it was, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
but yeah, so at the end of the boat race, Nami's about to win, and then the captain, he uses his it was a devil fruit power that he used, right?
the slow beam.
Yeah, he uses his slow beam on them, and then Nami loses, and then they lose Chopper, hence Rip Chopper.
The Noro no Mi.
And then the second challenge was a weird volleyball type game, sort of.
Yeah, where like Sanji and Zoro teamed up.
Yeah, and they were also supposed to have Chopper, but because the other pirates stole Chopper, they were down a person for the volleyball thing.
Yeah.
But they end up winning that one. And did they take Chopper back after that, or was it later? I don't remember.
Wait, let me see. But Foxy won him in the previous game. However, Groggy Monster uses weapons and referee pretends to not see them after much difficulty, mostly due to them fighting between the two crewmates and partially due to bias on the referee's part against them. Sanji and Zoro team up and defeat Groggy Monster. The referee blows his whistle, signifying Zoro and Sanji's victory. Luffy takes Chopper back.
Okay, yeah. So
So-
they take Chopper back there.
Was there a last fight? I mean, was there more, or was there only 3 games.
There's only 3.
Okay, so in the
But-
anime they had more.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's only 3. The third one was Luffy versus whatever the fuck his name was. I just have Luffy versus Captain because I couldn't remember his name.
How would you forget Foxy?
I don't know. I didn't give a shit about him.
So let me see this, because I remember in the anime they added 2 other games. One was like some rollerblade game, and then another one they were like in a House of Madness.
Yeah, no, it's just the 3 in the manga.
Huh. They literally added filler to the filler arc that's canon.
That's funny, man.
What? Added more? I'm trying to look. Oh yeah, so someone in Reddit said 1 year ago, the anime ruined Long Ring Long Land. I recently began reading the manga after catching up with the anime. I just finished reading Long Ring Long Land, where you did, and I found it much more enjoyable than the anime adaptation. One of the key differences is length. In the manga,
Mango.
the arc was only 2 volumes long, which includes the Aokiji stuff, which we'll get to. The arc was meant to be in between for Skypiea and Water 7, with build up to the next arc at the end. The first thing I wanted to discuss was Luffy's stupidity in the anime. Oh boy, here we go. Luffy had chosen to take the horse for one of his wins. Huh?
What?
I don't remember that.
Why? What? That
Which doesn't make any
sense.
sense, as the horse was already owned by the old guy. This is also a dick move from Luffy because he chose a random horse over Chopper in the Chopper.
Oh, what the fuck?
In the manga, the moment Luffy had the opportunity he got Chopper back. The next thing he did was accept another 3 coin game for literally no reason. I mean, I get Luffy isn't supposed to be smart, but he isn't that dim. It also shows that Foxy is a moron. After he had 2 of his straw hats, he decided to make a deal with Luffy for 500 men. Foxy wouldn't even be alive to see that many kids from Luffy. He was the only one that could fully lose from the scenario, because at least the straw hats would be together. So basically, I don't remember this. So the anime literally like ruined the arc.
That's fucked. Yeah, like I said, like I thought it wasn't like amazing or anything, but I liked it. It was good, you know, like.
Yeah. So
fucking anime.
Yeah, so like if Luffy lost, he would have just joined the Foxy Pirates.
Yeah.
The Straw Hats also didn't learn from the first round, and they fell victim to the slow beam again. In the roller derby, the second 3 coin game makes the Straw Hats look plain incompetent. Oh yeah. They lose the first game.
It doesn't even make sense to call it a 3 coin game in the anime if they're playing 5 rounds.
Yeah, I know. We're like, what? No, this because they like, oh, we'll play again, another one. So they lose the first game because Luffy eats a ball, which apparently doesn't count as catching it in the second game. Wait, they play baseball? Oh yeah, they played baseball. I forgot.
What the
weird.
that literally wasn't even in the manga at all. Like, I think this was like 20 chapters, not even like 17 maybe.
Yeah.
It was short.
Because they also lose Robin in the anime.
What?
Like Robin gets picked. Like and then you get to see her with her like little foxy glasses.
Yeah, it's only 19 chapters and it's 15 episodes.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's 20 minutes each, plus recaps.
Yikes.
where they lose the first game because Luffy eats a ball, which apparently doesn't count as catching it. In the second game, they lose because one of the Straw Hats kicked one of the guys into the old guy. What's worse is about the second game is that Foxy Crew didn't even have to cheat to win. Each time it was the Straw Hats' fault. And then after the Davy Back fight, the anime decided to have 2 filler arcs before the Aokiji interaction.
Oh
I don't remember that.
No fucking wonder.
Oh yeah,
Holy.
now I remember. They even did Foxy again because why not? The old guy didn't get the help of the Admiral like he did in the manga. Instead, having one of his relatives just show up out of the blue, literally popping out of the ground because why not? Wait, Aokiji helps the old guy?
Yeah. I do kind of want to talk about the fight with Foxy though, because it was kind of fun.
We're getting there. I like this Reddit post. I actually want to. We should rewatch and see the differences, like the anime. If you're down to that, like I want to find the episode where it like drifts off differently.
By the sounds of it, it's quite a lot.
Yeah. So they did the
so
Foxy again. I'm fine with filler for most parts, but I'm not when it messes with canon material. I like Okiji more in the manga because he helped the actual character and not a nameless civilian. I also liked Foxy more because he showed to be at least a bit intelligent. He uses Devil Fruit well, not losing a match because Luffy did a sneaky move. Foxy knew he wasn't strong, but he did know how to play people for everything they owed. And this is a Reddit post by Mimic Raindrop 87, posted a year ago.
That's so crazy.
So yeah, the worst part is they weaved canon with non-canon, so you can't even detangle them. Dude, I hope the remake does the anime well then.
Yeah, because at least from what I know, that's kind of a recurring problem with the One Piece anime.
Yeah. Like, I don't even remember any of the filler arcs. Other than G8, which is, like, a really good filler arc.
Yeah, I watched it. It was pretty good.
Oh, you
Really
watched G8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really have a whole lot to say about it. Like, it was good.
No, for a filler, it was pretty...
It's one of those things... Like, just to touch on it, like, briefly, I guess. It feels like... it could be canon, because it feels like they actually gave a shit when they were making it.
Yeah. Well, I think we can just, like, go over the fight, and then we'll get to Aokiji and then Water 7.
Yeah. So, the fight, having Usopp be Luffy's, like... what would you even call it? Like, manager,
Coach.
I guess? Coach, yeah.
He's literally...
Oh my God.
He's literally...
Fucking...
his coach, like, you know... Rub him up, boy! Rub him up, boy!
So fucking good. Luffy walks out with the fucking afro, like, oh my God, that was so perfect. And like, the fight itself, I don't know, like, it was fine. It was interesting to see Luffy get knocked down over and over again, because that doesn't usually happen quite like that.
Yeah.
The part where he got knocked into the... was it inside of their ship in the bottom? With the
I think it
mirror?
was Foxy's ship, right?
Yeah. In Foxy's ship, there's the mirror, and he's shooting his slow beam off of the mirror to try and hit Luffy with it, and Luffy breaks the mirror, and a part of the mirror gets stuck in his afro.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't. It's been so long. Like I
Yeah.
didn't-
And is later on in the fight, Luffy's he's pretty much like done, right? He's like barely standing, and Foxy goes to shoot a beam at him, and it hits the fucking mirror that's in his afro and bounces back and hits Foxy instead. And it's just like, what the fuck?
luck.
It was so like it wasn't like the greatest fight in the series or anything, but it was fucking funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's more to it that I just don't remember, and it wasn't really all that important, I don't think. So
Oh,
That's-
the wiki literally says in the anime, Nami made a deal with Foxy that the winner would take 5 crewmates, but Foxy changed this to 500 crewmates, expecting the Straw Hats to pay for this through their children since they don't have that many. Thus,
Oh
when
my
Luffy
God.
wins, he takes Chopper, Robin, 497 members of Foxy's crew, and their flag, leaving only 3 people. He later dismisses the crew members he won, and they all run back to Foxy.
yeah, in the manga, he just took the flag.
Oh, wow. Oh, the anime is just really weird. Why did they do that? I guess they were getting close to the anime or manga, and they just added
I guess.
extra length to the episodes. Although, I mean, 13 episodes of the anime, and then 19 chapters of the manga. Now we get to Aokiji. So now that I found out that he ends up helping the old man, I didn't know that. Man, maybe I should read the manga.
Yeah, I guess another somewhat important thing is when they first get to the old man's house, they see his horse, his
Right.
long horse.
Yeah, and Luffy
That-
picked
that they thought was a
the
giraffe.
horse. Luffy picked the horse in the anime over Chopper.
Yeah, no, the horse wasn't even involved in this at all. But the guy, when he gets down from his bamboo stilts, he's like, "Oh, you waited for me the whole time! Wow!" And then, yeah, no, after the fight, they come back. Luffy gives him the flag. I don't remember why. I don't remember if it's even important. Maybe it was. It probably was. Who fucking knows?
Right.
And then I think that's when Aokiji shows up, right?
Oh, he's at the island with the old. That is so weird. So like in the anime, they had the 2 filler, and then they just find him on a random island. Like it's really disconnected.
What the fuck? Okay.
Like he's just there. He's just there, and the Straw Hats are like, "Oh, we're gonna come here for some food, or maybe we'll find some bananas."
Yeah, no, they, he shows up on Longland, and, he basically just, like, walks up to them when they're at the old guy's house, and Robin's like, "Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck."
Oh yeah, so apparently he was just back at the house. They run into
Yeah.
a very tall man who is sleeping while standing in front of the house. He's just sleeping.
Yeah, and I think Luffy tries to attack him or something, or one of them tries to attack him, and he's just like, "I'm not here to fight you."
Yeah, he states that he's privately on the island, does not seek any confrontation, and only wanted to see where Robin ended up after leaving Alabasta.
And then the old guy's like, "Yeah, I want to try and catch up to my village, but I have to wait for the tide to go down." And he's like, "I'll just freeze the water for you."
The Hio no mi. He.
Yeah.
And then after the old guy's name is Tonjit. Tonjit. It's Tonjit.
Sure, I don't have it written down, but I'll believe you.
Aokiji confronts the crew as he sees them as a threat for the world. The biggest threat he sees is Robin for her ability to read poneglyphs, and tells the crew that every organization Robin belonged to does not exist anymore, and she is the only survivor each time. So he's just like, you realize you might get wiped out.
Yep. What I have written down is Aokiji, Super Admiral or whatever, ice power, freezes water around islands so old man can cross. Robin is sus, I guess. Robin is frozen.
I love these notes. Yeah, he's an admiral from the Navy, and his power is literally just the cold fruit.
Yeah,
Like, it's not the freeze fruit, it's just the cold. Or
yeah,
the
he's like
wait,
one of the highest ranking admirals.
wait, I'm wrong. The official English name is the ice fruit, or the chili fruit. Chili. Okay, so the Hiya no Mi is just chili.
Sure.
He's a freezing human, a Hyoketsu ningen.
Yo. Yeah, that makes sense.
And so what's weird about the admirals is that they have two names. So his real name's Kuzan, but he's better known as Aokiji.
Yeah, I think they revealed his real name late into like Enies lobby. I think it was in the Robin flashback.
Yeah.
Which is like near the end. But yeah.
He's a lanky guy. Robin attacks him but fails, and then Aokiji retaliates with a strike from a sword he instantly made by freezing grass, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Zoro blocks. Zoro's in the fight? What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, basically they just like try to fend him off for a little bit, and they realize that he's just way too strong for them. And then he freezes Robin because she's like the biggest threat to the world, according to him.
And then Aokiji tries to shatter her with a punch, but Luffy saves her.
Yeah, and then Luffy tells them to get Robin and themselves out of there. And then Luffy gets frozen.
Yeah, it says Luffy sends Zoro and Sanji after them, declaring he'll fight Aokiji one-on-one. Chopper and Nami tend to the frozen Robin in order to unfreeze her, and Zoro and Sanji use the ocean to heal their frozen limbs. Usopp says that they should go back for Luffy despite Zoro saying otherwise, which prompts Usopp to yell that they need to go back. He thinks that Sanji and Zoro do not care for Luffy's safety, which enrages Sanji and tells Usopp that Luffy demanded to be alone in the duel, which is respect.
Yep.
Luffy battles against Aokiji, but only ends up entirely frozen.
Yep. For some reason, I didn't write down that Luffy was also frozen, but I did remember that he got frozen as well. I don't remember how he got back to the ship, though.
Yeah, well, Aokiji spares Luffy due to his defeat with Crocodile,
right.
stating that they are even, but wonders if Luffy only wanted to buy time for the others, or really thought he could beat him. However, he does not pursue the going merry, stating the crew will be destroyed by Robin sooner or later anyway. As he leaves, he considers giving Luffy a message from Smoker, but states it would be too confusing. Wait, what was the message?
I don't think he actually says what the message was.
Now, what was his Wow, I gotta...
The last thing I have written down for Long Ring Longland is Luffy's grandpa was mentioned.
Maybe.
Not by name, just...
And Luffy would not be able to hear since he's frozen. She's like, I have a message from Smoker. Oh, wait, you're frozen. I can't tell you.
I think it was right at the end.
So Luffy is later found by the rest of the crew and is like Robin, defrosted. However, Usopp is exhausted by all this and wonders if more opponents this strong will just keep appearing on their journey, stating he thinks he cannot handle the pressure anymore and they may be done for. Usopp being the doomsayer again.
More like Doomsop. Am I right?
Zoro says it does not matter since Luffy may have lost, but he became stronger from fighting Aokiji. The crew continues their journey 3 days later. And then obviously they arrive at... Oh, what's it called? Water 7? I'm actually wondering, what did Aokiji... Oh. What did Aokiji want to say to Luffy?
Yeah, no, he doesn't say. He just says that you helped in the fight against Crocodile, so now we'll call it even. Also, never mind. Smoker's message is too stupid. Goodbye. That's all.
I remember some dialogue from LKG after the first fight. Was it ever gone into more depth? I will let you go since you helped with Alabasta, and besides... Never mind, some stupid smoker said, see ya. Someone wrote that I think it was referring to when Luffy ordered Zoro to save Smoker from drowning, but Aokiji's good friends is with him, so that's another favor he owed Luffy. I like Smoker.
Where the fuck was Garp mentioned? Because I have it written down that he was.
Really?
Yeah.
This is such a cool piece
Maybe
of
he was
art.
in the chapter before.
I like this piece of art. I'm posting it in the chat. For Water 7.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's good.
It's like, where's Sanji in this? Where's Usopp in this? I'm excited to talk about my favorite part that Sanji ever does later on. Alright, so after being attacked by Aokiji, the crew fully recovered and returned sailing. Along the way, the crew saw a giant frog doing the crawl stroke and wanting to eat it.
I actually have that written down.
You do?
Yeah, I have written down frog swimming freestyle.
Yokozuna. It's none other than Yokozuna. He's a sumo frog.
Next thing I have written down, steam train on the sea. Sea train, I guess.
Yeah.
And then literally like the next page, it was like, oh yeah, it's a sea train. I'm like, wow, I'm a fucking genius. What do you know? Actually, I have that written down too. Yeah, I have written down steam train on the sea. Sea train? Holy shit, I was right, lol.
The sea train.
My notes are fucking gold.
Yeah. So Luffy wanted to eat the frog, so he ordered everyone to make the ship follow after it, then ended up on some tracks underwater and were nearly run over by the train.
Oh my
Traveling
God.
on top of the water, and the frog was sent flying by it. They were amazed by the sight. Oh, that's when they met Kokoro.
Yeah. Or it would have been a little bit after that.
Yeah, they sailed a bit, and they met
Yeah.
a station master named Kokoro and her granddaughter Chimney. I like that.
The next thing I have written down is Robin gives everyone a weekly allowance.
Wait, really? Huh?
pretty much. I think it was like right before they got to Water 7. She said, I'll hand out everybody's money that they can spend for the week or something like that.
And I bet you like Nami holds like Zoro's and Luffy's.
Yeah, I was like, man, that's fucking funny. What do I have?
So they met Kokoro and the granddaughter Chimney along with her pet rabbit who acts like a cat named Gonbi. And they revealed the frog Yokozuna was perfectly fine and that it was always testing its strength against the train. Oh, I see.
I must have been really tired when I was reading this part because I wrote down, is water supposed to be Atlantis? And I was like, no, wait, it's Venice.
Dude, we literally said that the skypiea was Atlantis in the sky.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying I was probably really tired.
So Kokoro explains what the sea train was that connects to several of the nearby islands, and it was called the Puffing Tom. She told them that the log pose would lead them to Water 7, a city of shipwrights, where they could fix their ship, and told them to get help from a man named Iceberg. Now, what's really... not going into big details, but the guy's name's Iceberg. And with how the story's going right now, his name just fits. Especially with how Water 7 is. You will find out. we'll find out in, I don't know, a year maybe.
Yeah, I have no idea. Because I'm probably going to take a break for a while after I get to the time skip.
No, that's I respect that. So the crew arrive at the city. So yeah, the whole goal of Water 7 is that they want to fix the Going Merry.
Yeah.
Which...
Yeah, and then when they get there, they find out pirates don't... Wait, what?
Your notes.
Oh, no. They... Okay, I see. They're told pirates don't want to pay for the ship repairs because they're too expensive. Got it.
Yeah, and then they get their ass beat by the shipwrights.
Yeah, I wrote down guy that kind of looks like Smoker. I don't know who I was fucking talking about.
Oh, you're talking about Polly.
Is that who I was talking
The
about?
one with the ropes?
Let me see.
Polly. Onepiece. He has blonde hair.
Yep, that's exactly what I was talking about.
That's funny because like one of like the whole like running joke online where it's like, make your own One Piece crew. Who do you have? I'm like, Smoker, Polly.
God damn it.
No, like the way he uses ropes is like, is he has the rope devil fruit? No, he's just good with ropes.
Yeah, I think it was also like just because of the pose he was in or something when you first see him.
Oh yeah, I found the panel. I can understand why you thought he was Smoker.
Yeah. Like I knew he wasn't Smoker because Smoker looks different, right? But I was like, he kind of looks like Smoker. I don't know what the fuck that's about. It also it makes it funnier with stuff like this since it's pretty much all in black and white for me. So I unless
here's what he looks like in the anime.
The scans include like the cover page and the character is on the cover page or something.
Yeah.
Then I'm not gonna know, right? I'm not gonna like look what their hair color is or anything like that.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
bullseye on his head. So they arrive at the city. The crew arrive at the city, and I like how it's worded here. The crew arrived at the city, which resembles a fountain, and sailed through the canals in the city looking for a place to dock. Venice. So then they were able to hide their boat, as well as
they're told like they have to like take their boat over to wherever. I don't remember where it was, but
yeah, because they're pirates.
yeah.
They also exchanged the gold from Skypiea and to find a shipwright using the... Wait. Oh, yeah, the weird, like... The Yagara... What were they? Yagara bowls.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's actually the next thing I've written down. I have big seahorse thing called Bull. And then water elevator. Zoro gets attacked. What the fuck did Zoro get attacked by?
Wait. When does that happen? When does...
After the water elevator, apparently.
Okay, here. Later, Robin and Chopper left to look around, and Sanji went by himself to do the same, leaving Zoro on the ship. While Chopper was in a bookstore, a masked man walked past Robin and simply said CP9, which left her in shock. When Chopper came out, Robin was gone.
Yeah, so I have Zoro gets attacked, and then Frankie family.
That's like way ahead.
No, because that's they're mentioned by I forget who. They just like hear the name or something from somebody.
Oh, right. Because
Um,
don't they like disassemble ships?
yeah.
Oh,
And then I
that's
have
probably
the bookstore written
who
down.
that's probably who got attacked by. It was the Frankie family attacked Zoro because
Yes, you're right.
he was
That is
going to
who- that's
disassemble
who-
the
that's who it
ship.
was. Yep.
And Zoro's like, "What the fuck are you? I'm gonna kill you." Basically,
I'm glad you were able to piece that together because I couldn't.
my brain is like a web of information.
Yeah. Then I have the bookstore written down when they went to the bookstore.
Oh, look,
Nami gets them.
Here it is, right here.
That's funny.
After the CP's 9 thing where the like masked figure passes Robin.
Okay, so I just have stuff out of order a little
And
bit. I guess.
meanwhile, several bounty hunters came onto the Goring Mary to claim the bounty on the crew, but they underestimated Zoro's power and were quickly defeated.
Yep. Yeah, so Nami gets them. Oh yeah, because they were like bargaining for how much to sell the gold for.
Yeah, Luffy's group managed to exchange the gold for, what is that, 300 million berry? He
was originally going to give them a lot less. I don't remember if it was 50 or 100 or something like that. And then Nami's like, no.
Nami knows her way around money and value. So they went to the dock of Gali Law Company. There they met Kaku, one of the foremen. The long nose, the other long nose.
Yeah. Yeah, he goes to evaluate the ship, and they watch him jump off like the really high ledge.
Yeah,
dude's
an acrobatic. So the president of Galila, Kaku, did not know where Iceberg was, so he decided to inspect the ship in the meantime, using immense speed and leaping capabilities to rocket across the city. Just after Kaku left, Iceberg and his secretary, Khalifa, introduced themselves to the three, and he agreed to work on their ship.
Everyone thinks he looks like, or he's Usopp.
Usopp,
I don't know if I meant,
I think
like,
Zoro's like, what are you doing back, Usopp? It's cock.
Oh, yeah, that might be what it was, yeah.
Yeah, so...
And then I have Iceberg has a pet mouse. Cute.
He does. Just another quirk to add to a character.
Yeah, and then Iceberg is lazy, which is fucking true. He's like, oh, I have all this stuff I have to do.
Khalifa, do it for me.
Pretty much, yeah. Which, you know what? I get it.
What do you think of Khalifa?
I thought she was interesting.
Okay. So, as they were about to enter the... Just moving on.
I have wrote down Khalifa has a temper because I think she like started yelling at Iceberg.
She probably did. She probably did.
And then
they were about to
the
enter.
Frankie family stole 200 million.
Oh, we're not there. We're not there yet.
Did I skip over a bunch of stuff?
They were about to enter the dock. The crew found out that their money was gone. And saw it being taken by several people. Luckily, at the moment, another foreman, Polly, was running from tax collectors and knocked the robbers off the Gara bowls, but was about to use the money to pay his debt before the foreman, Rob Lucci, stopped him. Iceberg revealed that the thieves and the men who attacked Zoro were known as the Frankie family, a gang of dismantlers that bounty hunt and steal on the side where... led by a powerful man. Dude, the grammar in this is really bad. a gang of dismantlers that bounty hunt and steal on the side. Oh, okay, I just was reading it weird. And were led by a powerful man named Frankie. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have written down the guy that looked like Smoker is Polly. So I guess they didn't say his name up to that point.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he was. I think Rob Lucci is the first one who calls him by name.
Yeah.
The
that
one
sounds
with the
right, yeah.
pigeon.
Yeah.
So while all that's going down, Sanji saw Robin with the masked man from before, and they turned the corner. He found that they were gone. He later met up with Chopper and started looking for Robin. And I bet you that's when he comes up with the "A woman never lies."
Yeah, I think I posted that in Discord.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you did.
I was like, what the fuck is this? God damn it.
I gotta find it.
August. Is this after the con that I started reading this? Oh my god. Oh no, it's just.
Oh, it's definitely out before that Khalifa post.
August.
Absolute
No,
cinema.
That's the bread. What is this? Oh, this is the end of My Hero. Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, we still have to talk about that eventually. Oh yeah, you added me with this note. Tom sentence for a building project. Enies lobby. Oh, that's way before then. I remember the alien.
God, I read so much this last month.
Oh, I found it. Dropper, remember one thing. A man forgives a woman's lies. Chopper's just in the back.
I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, yeah.
I didn't realize how rough the art was. Or maybe it's just the website you're reading it on.
It might just be the scan, yeah. Because some of it looks really, really good later.
So yeah.
Oh, yeah, and what's his name gets back to them and he's like, sorry, going Mary is fucked.
Oh, we're not there.
And I have the screenshot of Luffy saying it's time to say goodbye to Going Mary before meeting Frankie.
Okay. Because it says, meanwhile, Sanji saw Robin with the mast. Meanwhile, another meanwhile in the Dock 1 while Usopp...
Meanwhile...
in Dock 1, while Usopp was separated from the group, he was attacked by the Frankie family and the 200 million berries he had was taken.
Yeah, I think it might just be how the... whatever is... It's probably... just writing it in like chronological order.
Yeah. So Kaku returned from the inspection of the ship and revealed a startling fact that the Going Mary was impossible to fix since the keel was broken. So trying to fix it would be no different than from making a new ship entirely, which is isn't that the whole like ship of Theseus?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it would be probably cheaper to buy a new ship than build and use like all the old parts.
Yeah, because they would have to completely rebuild the ship anyways, because
the keel was destroyed.
Yeah.
Which is the thing at the bottom of a ship that keeps everything from falling apart.
Yeah, basically the spine.
Yeah, it's basically the spine of the ship. Yeah. So Luffy complained about this. Iceberg told him to think about it for a while. The empty suitcase containing the money Usopp carried were found, and they concluded that the Frankie family was the cause. So Luffy rushed off aimlessly into the city while Nami headed back to the ship after finding out about the location of their headquarters from Galila workers.
Quarters.
On the way, however, Nami found Usopp's bloody and battered on the street and deeply regretting letting them take the money. Dude's just found been robbed and he's just like, no.
Yeah. I think he was kidnapped by them, and then he was saved.
No, I think he
Then-
goes in for an attack first before they come.
Okay.
Because where is
Because
it?
I know he goes in after Nami finds him, and then he gets patched up or whatever. He goes in before the rest of them go to the
Yeah,
Frankie
because it
house.
says on the way, however, Nami found Usos. She left him there for now so she could get everyone else explain the situation to the others, including Sanji and Chopper, who had returned to the ship. At the Frankie house, the dismantler's headquarters, the stolen money was presented to Frankie himself, who revealed the amount would be enough to buy what they had always wanted, and left his gang a bunch of money to party with. So he just left them. As he was about to leave, the door exploded
I don't
as...
even think they said
okay.
that in the manga. I think because they just said, "Oh yeah, we can party a bunch and we can go buy whatever we want now," and then Frankie just goes shopping.
Yeah, with the money.
That's pretty much all they said.
Yeah.
Um,
So then, as Frankie was about to leave, a door exploded as Usopp walked in, demanding that he give the money back. He's just like, I'm here, shaking his legs.
then he gets his ass kicked.
Yeah, after a failed attempt to
Okay.
attack Frankie, the others ganged up on Usopp, so they're just like beating him senseless again.
And then they on the Mary, they're talking about like what they want to do, and Nami stays behind to guard the remaining 100 million that they have, while the rest of them go to the Frankie house.
Yeah, the other Straw Hats went to where Nami left Usopp, but all they could...
written down sick ass shot of Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and Chopper going to Frankie house.
Yeah. just like the walk to Arlon Park.
Yeah.
And so the other Straw Hats went to where Nami left Usopp, but all they could find was bloody footprints as Luffy fell from the Wait, Luffy fell from the sky? Huh?
He launched himself.
Oh, he explained that he was trying to leap across the city like Kaku.
Yeah. And he just fucking face plants or something.
he was told of the
Oh,
situation outside the Frankie house. Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and Chopper found Usopp even worse off than before. The four battled the Frankie family, destroying the building, but they found that Frankie had already left with most of the money. At this point, Luffy decided to abandon the Going Merry and buy a new ship. Here, I got a picture of the thing. They just leave him there while they're like, all right, we're going to blow up the house for you.
Now, something that I wrote down that wasn't part of what you just read. Zoro cuts cannonballs and cannons.
It sounds about right.
I just saw that. I was like, sure, man, fuck it, whatever.
It sounds like Zoro.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they find out Frankie's out shopping, and Luffy decides to let go of Going Merry.
And then we get
And now-
the most emotional part of Water 7.
I disagree.
Oh?
If we're talking about the whole about the Water 7 saga as a whole, absolutely the fuck not.
Oh no, I'm talking about just Water
Oh.
7, not Enies Lobby. I know the
Oh,
most
okay.
emotional part. And dude, don't even try me. I know what is the most emotional spot of the entire, if you combine the two, okay?
Yeah, it's when they say the One Piece is the friends we made along the way.
It's the point where you start crying over something. I really liked this part in the anime because Luffy is about to say something and Sanji kicks Luffy to shut him up.
Yeah, I don't know why, but when I first read this, I was really annoyed by the fight between Luffy and Usopp, even though it's like it completely makes sense why it happened. I don't know why I was annoyed by it.
No, like I
Like literally, I have written down Luffy and Usopp fight over leaving Going Merry. This is so dumb. I don't fucking know. I, I don't know why I was so annoyed by it because it's like
Oh yeah,
it
right.
just it made sense.
Well, at the time you're just like it's just a ship, right? It's
Well, it wasn't even that. It's like I get why he would be upset, but like the rest of them, like it's especially Luffy, Zoro, and Nami, like they would also be upset over it because you know this is the ship that they've had since the beginning. Like that makes sense.
yeah.
And it wasn't until later, and I guess this isn't really. No, this isn't spoilers. But it wasn't later until I was like, no, it makes sense because this ship Usopp got from his friend.
Yeah.
Like his childhood friend.
It's literally
Like that-
from
like, that
Syrup
makes-
Village.
Yeah.
So it's like a
it
memory
makes way
of-
more sense why he was a lot more upset than everybody else.
And being him, like being very gullible about like I'm gonna take this ship all the way to my adventures, all the way, no matter
Yeah.
what, kinda like, you know, he's like literally the happy go lucky gullible like adventurer.
He's also
A
out
brave
of all
warrior of the sea.
he's also just like a guy.
He's a
you
kid,
know.
bro.
he's just a dude.
He's just a kid.
He's not like some fucking super warrior like
Zoro.
Zoro or Sanji who can fucking
Kick.
like a I don't even know, but like you get what I'm saying anyways.
He's
Like,
just he's literally like in a D&D campaign, he is the jack of all trades.
yeah.
He has no
Like-
good stats. He's a jack of all trades. He's like good in it. He's okay in everything.
Yeah, he's just like
But-
the
but
most
all
normal
his-
guy on the ship.
all his stats went to marksman.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a tinkerer and he is smart.
Yeah, no, he's really smart. Like, but yeah.
I actually really
Just,
liked how creative he was in the fight with Luffy. So obviously the fight argument goes down.
yeah.
Luffy-
And then he's like, all right, later. I don't remember if he gave a specific time, but he's just said later in the night. Well, I'm gonna come back. We're gonna have our
I mean,
fight.
it was really sad at the point where so the Usopp wounds are treated and the news is broken to him and they all they will change ships. At first Usopp was literally like trying to think that they were joking. He's like,
Yeah.
you guys are funny. right? No, you and so like Luffy insists that the money would have not made any difference and the ship can no longer sail. Usopp gets angry, insists that the going merry is just as much as of a crewmate as everyone else, which is understandable. Yelling that Luffy would trust strangers he met just the day and abandoned a friend. Damn, that cuts deep. Would just trust strangers he just met and that day abandoned a well, I mean, wait a minute. Didn't he trust Zoro, a stranger he just met?
I guess.
Ah, well.
Oh, god fucking damn it.
Luffy insists that he thought long and hard to make the decision, and that Usopp does not like the way he capped. Oh, wait. So if Usopp doesn't like the decision Luffy is making, then he should just leave. But before Luffy can finish that, Sanji kicks him to calm him down. It literally says in this, Sanji manages to get Luffy to calm down. But how?
Yeah, and that part I did really like because it's Sanji realizing what was about to happen because he had made a similar mistake in the past.
Wait.
Right.
Wait, what?
Because Sanji said a lot of stuff to what's his name, the fucking
Zeph?
yeah. He said a lot. He said a lot of stuff to Zeph that he regretted saying.
Oh, yeah.
That's why he kicked Luffy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he literally says, don't say anything you will regret.
Yeah.
And so calms down and the captain apologizes for what he said. But Usopp says those were his true feelings and states that they are going to abandon Mary. They'll have to leave him behind too. As Usopp leave, oh right, because he's like, well, you're gonna leave the going Mary. Are you gonna abandon me too along the way?
Yeah.
That's what he's thinking.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad.
Yeah, and that's part of why he got so upset.
And so
yeah, not Luffy.
as Usopp leaves the ship,
prepares for the fight.
yeah, he literally, everyone looking on tearfully, he turns around and challenges Luffy to a duel over control of the ship at 10 o'clock that night.
Okay, so they did give a specific time. I couldn't remember if they did that or not.
It was at night.
Yeah.
So on the ship,
I remembered that part.
I also like what Zoro says in this too on the ship, because Zoro was being very like, you can't just let him join us again. Very like,
yeah.
Because then he would be like, well, then everyone will just walk over you.
Yeah, and he makes that clear later on as well.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. So then on the ship, Nami tries to convince Luffy to resolve the matters with words, but Luffy points out that Usopp is not the type to arbitrarily put his life on the line for things he did not strongly believe in. So once he has issued the challenge, there was no turning back. Meanwhile, Sanji yells at Zoro for letting Frankie family escape after they attacked him. Just like pointing more blame. It's your fault, Zoro. Because if they did not steal the money from Usopp, none of this would have happened. But Nami gets them to calm down. I mean, it still would have happened either way.
Yeah. It would have happened regardless, because
I think of all the Straw Hats, Usopp has the most life. The amount of times he gets beaten up and he's just fine afterwards.
Let's see, what do I have written down?
So, true to his words, at 10 o'clock that night, Usopp came back for his ship. The fight begins, and Usopp mostly uses his weaker attacks like the Shinsen Tamago Boshi and Usopp Shell.
Yeah, he basically just uses a variety of attacks to try and win. He made a lot of different, I guess, small bombs, you can call them, as to specifically counter.
I see. He just used a fresh egg star. Just an egg. He's just shooting an egg at Luffy.
Yeah. And he throws like a hot sauce one or something.
Yeah, into Luffy's mouth.
Yeah.
But it turns out they were simply to set up several brand new attacks. Usopp reveals this strategy is not even, given Luffy has a chance to attack and manage to get several damage hits through Luffy, manages to hit him with a Gum Gum No pistol.
I have written down, Luffy wins the duel because duh.
Yeah, that's rough. So
it's like I don't know.
What was really cool though was that after being hit with an explosion caused by a shooting star into a cloud of explosive gas stored in a breath dial, Luffy charges towards Usopp doing the bazooka. But Usopp absorbs the power into his impact dial.
That was cool. I did like that.
Then hits Luffy with the full force of his own attack, thinking he won. But Luffy manages to land on his feet and bring Usopp down with a Gum Gum No bullet. Wait, what attack is that? Bullet?
Bullet? I think that's the one that's like a lot of punches really fast.
No, that's Gatling.
Oh yeah, you're right. Gum No bullet.
Gum Gum No bullet. Several video. Here it literally means rubber gun bullet. Luffy stretches
Yeah.
one arm far behind him while running, then snaps it back to deliver a short distance. One fist powerful blow. It's like pistol.
Pistol, but he's running.
This attack range is meant for those close quarters compared to likes of pistol, so it's a close range pistol.
Okay.
Despite being the winner, Luffy lets Usopp have the going merry and the rest of the crew leave the ship.
Yep. But yeah, I don't know if it's just because I've read a fair amount of shonen, but I was like, well, obviously Luffy's gonna win this fight. Like, that's just, you know.
Yeah, it wasn't more of, like, I didn't want anyone to win that fight, you know?
I didn't really care either way.
Oh,
who won
at the time.
Well, no, because it's like, I knew that no matter what, they were all gonna get back together somehow by the end of this arc or whatever.
I actually
anyways.
didn't know if Usopp was going to join back, because I didn't see One Piece far ahead at the time when I was watching this. Like, I wasn't really big into the fan base, so I was like fresh.
Right.
No spoilers. Oh, the only thing that was spoiled for me was someone gets donated, but that was about it.
Yeah, I mean, like,
But I see what you mean. Like, you knew that everyone was going to be. Like, imagine reading this.
yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking of. Is like, if I hadn't read a lot of shonen before, and I didn't know what to expect, then yeah, like I can see this being like a really like impactful moment, and that's probably why I was annoyed, is because it's like I've seen this stuff a lot before, so maybe I was just expecting something a little bit different from One Piece, which I think is kind of unfair to say.
Considering when this came out.
Yeah, because
this literally came out before a lot of probably the shonen you're talking about.
This would have been what, 2004?
When would this came out? Yeah, 2004 to 2005 for the manga.
Damn, I just took a fucking guess at that.
Damn, I didn't think it would. Really, 2004, huh? Damn.
So, and yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
So I think like definitely if you haven't seen a lot, or if it's your just in general like your first one that you've seen, like I can definitely see it being a lot more impactful to somebody like that than it would have been to me.
yeah. I still say it's pretty emotional considering all the other stuff that has happened.
Yeah.
So the next morning, the entire city is frenzying with the news that Iceberg was shot.
Yes, that's the next thing I have written down. Iceberg is shot.
Was it by that Imagine if the pistol was called Titanic.
Oh my god. I don't think that's revealed, is it?
No, it's not. But that would have been funny.
I think I skipped over a bunch here, but then because the next thing I have written down is Water 7 is going to sink ?
Oh my goodness. That is relevant to the story these days.
No fucking way.
So
that's crazy.
So yeah,
okay.
they got upon hearing the news at the hotel they are staying at, and Luffy.
Actually, I guess I just because of stuff that happens later, I can kind of understand why it might be relevant. Anyways.
Yeah. So Luffy and Nami decide to see the mayor while the others keep looking for Robin because someone shot Iceberg. But at the ruins of the Frankie house, Frankie returns and concludes that the Straw Hats were behind this. As it turns out, the other Frankie family members were hoping their boss would want to avenge them, and we're keeping tabs on the pirates. They tell Frankie that Luffy is heading for Dock 1. Meanwhile, Iceberg manages to wake up and identify his attackers, one with a large man wearing a mask, while the other was none other than Nico Robin of the Straw Hat Pirates.
I have written down here, because I think this is more or less next. I have, oh, where is it? No, not that. Frankie kind of looking like Johnny Bravo.
He does, though. He does.
Okay, I'm glad.
No,
that
no,
wasn't the
no.
only
It's not.
one.
No, it's Popeye. Because he has
Well, I
huge
mean-
forearms.
Yeah, but like this is the first. I'm pretty sure this is the first panel that you see Frankie in.
Where
But,
are you
yeah, no.
posting that? Oh, yeah, here. Oh, right. You get his flashback.
Maybe that's not the first panel, but it's a similar pose to that anyway.
Well, yeah, he does the super pose, but like with
Yeah,
his
so-
anchor arms.
That's why I was like, oh, he kind of looking like fucking Johnny Bravo. But yeah, the Popeye thing I understood later.
Do
So
do we get over his flashback in Water 7, or is that Enies lobby? That might be
let me
Enies
see.
lobby.
Oop, oop, oop. Let's see. Yeah, Frankie's flashback is in Water 7.
Oh, great. It is a long arc.
It's like 53 chapters, I think.
Oh, imagine
53
imagine once we get to the long arcs.
You mean like Wano?
Oh, that goes on for literally could be split into 2 arcs. Like arriving at Wano, and then the other part of the arc would be.
Wait, Wano is literally only one arc. Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, Wano is
I'm looking
literally
at it
one
right
arc.
now. That's crazy.
Why are you? How many chapters is it? Let me see.
149.
Dude.
That's literally longer than the longest saga.
Well, I remember reading something about, like, there was a post where when there was an enemy in Whole Cake Island named Katakuri. He was defeated, and when he was defeated, Jujutsu Kaisen started.
Yeah.
And Jujutsu Kaisen is ending soon. So all of Wano was Jujutsu Kaisen.
Wano was 3 years, roughly.
Yeah,
Jujutsu
it's
Kaisen has what, 230 chapters?
something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at it right now. The anime started. The anime for Wano started at 890, and it went to. Oh God. No.
The anime for Wano
It was 191.
196
No,
episodes.
91. 191. I don't know if they're including also like the recap episodes where they literally just a whole episodes where it's like, hey guys, I'm so and so. Here's what the Straw Hats are doing on Wano.
So the page I have the page I have open right now on the wiki says the final saga chapters. What is this number? Oh my god.
Where are you seeing the final saga?
Fuck is that number? Under Wano. Okay, it says chapters 11,240,066.
Wait, where are you seeing this? Wait, just post the link in the.
Hang on.
Oh God, what is this?
You just scroll down.
Where am I looking?
Final Saga.
The final C.
Under Wano.
Where's the Where's Wano?
Near the bottom. Or I guess like halfway through the page, technically, so it's all that other shit on there.
Oh my gosh, this is a huge ass page. Where? Final Saga. What?
One Piece will never end, yay!
How? What is that number?
That's 11 million.
But there's 32 episodes.
Yeah?
I feel like this isn't real.
I think someone's doing a little bit of trolling.
Oh wait,
God.
no.
Mhm.
This is just wrong. The recent chapter was 1124.
Oh,
I don't-
okay,
I
so
don't-
they just-
I
they
don't
just
know
have
what
the-
the 0066 is for. Because 1124 of One Piece, I remember I did a
So they
review
just
for that
updated
one.
something incorrectly on the
Yeah,
page then.
I have a feeling that's it. Yeah, this was literally the last chapter
That's really
titled
funny, though.
Close Friend. 1124-0066.
There's 11 million chapters of the last arc.
Jeez. Yeah, I guess there was 196 chapters of Wano, or episodes. And the anime went on for so long. I mean, still is.
Okay.
Although, if you look at the years released, though,
Hmm.
it ends, and so the year released of the manga of the Wano arc started in 2018 and ended in 2022.
Yeah.
For the anime, it started in 2019 and ended in 2023.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But for the chapters, it was 149 chapters while it was 191 episodes. So they really pulled. It took the same amount of time, but the anime should be faster than the manga.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy. I guess that's what happens when you have like a whole episode of just one panel.
I think around that time, if I remember correctly, based on what people were saying, I think that's around when Oda started taking more breaks.
Yeah, I mean COVID.
Yeah.
Also, like, you know, you got to take breaks now and then, right? He also was working on the One Piece live action.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's true.
And there's still one entire episode of this arc in the anime where people bleed white.
I remember you telling me about that. It's so fucking dumb.
Fucking Zoro was jizzing all over them.
Woohoo!
Alright, where were we? We're back to our main after the rant.
Back to Frankie.
Yeah, so Frankie returns. Meanwhile, Iceberg managed to wake up, identify that Robin shot him with the gun called the Titanic. I am now going to call it the Titanic.
Yeah, I said Nico Robin shot Iceberg. Doubt.
Wait, you said doubt? Like, no.
Yeah. I was like, nah, ain't no way. And then I think it's right after that. There might be something in between there, but
No, it's announced that the
there's-
town, that Aqua Laguna, an annual high tide that engulfs the lower part of the city is coming.
yeah.
So Kokoro Chimney and her rabbit come to Order 7.
Yeah, and then it's somewhere in there when Frankie tells everybody that he's a cyborg, which was
Oh
kinda
man, I
funny.
just realized how much we still have. Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, there's, like I said, there's a fucking lot.
I mean, I don't have to read this word by word, but basically what happens next is Frankie attacks Luffy randomly with a flame attack, leading the two pirates to believe he's a devil fruit user. But until he jumps into the water, he's a devil fruit user, jumps into the water.
And then
He
the
reveals
Straw
he's a
Hats are
cyborg
framed for attacking Iceberg.
because Robin shot Iceberg.
Yeah.
So, Frankie gets tired of everyone ignoring him and unleashes his ultimate attack, coup de vent, to destroy the entire dunk.
I think this is later. Just keep going.
Oh, so Luffy.
No, the thing that I'm reading on.
Oh yeah, Luffy and Nami takes this chance to escape, and Luffy decides to see if Iceberg was telling the truth about Robin being his attacker. So meanwhile, the Gali Law workers searching through the town for other crewmates. That Iceberg statement is printed on newspaper, so everyone's getting framed. So then, obviously, Luffy breaks in and rushes around the building looking for the mayor's room, avoiding the attacks
and
of the
he's getting
ship.
chased by
Polly?
some of the. Was it Polly?
Okay, so Iceberg
It
hears
might have been.
about this and has Khalifa lead Luffy to his room.
Yeah.
So when the two met, Iceberg confirms that he really saw Nico Robin and then pulls out a gun requesting that Luffy let him see her.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I have I have it written down here. The Gali Law workers attack the Straw Hats, and then there's a shot that shows Robin. She's like right above where they're fighting. And she's just like reading a newspaper.
Yeah, she's just there.
I was like, that's fucking awesome. And then they won't let Luffy talk to Iceberg. Frankie blows up Dock 1. Yeah, okay.
Luffy says that he has no idea where she is, and Iceberg shoots, attracting the attention of the other workers. Though Luffy managed to escape before they get there, so he's just like, I mean, if you shoot me, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Chopper and Sanji. Okay. Oh wait, we were ahead. This is where Sanji says the lie thing.
No, this is different.
Oh no. Meanwhile, Chopper and Sanji
You're talking about the. Okay, yeah.
They find Robin, and Robin explains that there's darkness in her heart, and she will engulf the rest of the crew if she stays any longer. Declares that she is leaving. Sanji tells Chopper to go back to tell everyone what happened, and then he does the whole thing. A man forgives.
Before that, though, I think it was Iceberg who tells Luffy that Robin's part of CP9.
Probably.
And then yeah, Sanji goes after Robin. Chopper goes back to report to everybody else about what happened. Luffy's hanging under a bridge with Zoro and Nami.
They're hanging low.
Yeah, they're trying to avoid the Gali Law workers. I believe is what was happening there.
Oh, this is funny. So they gather together and reach the conclusion that Robin may be forced to do everything by the man in the mask, but Zoro points out that it would be no good to have false hope. Either way, they conclude that there will be another attack that night and they should confront her there. Meanwhile, Frankie decides to bring Luffy out of hiding by kidnapping Usopp and stealing the ship.
Yeah, and Usopp was trying to get supplies to fix Going Merry.
Yeah.
And I think there was like, I don't want to say nothing that happened for like 2 chapters, but I skipped from the Frankie thing to Straw Hats are trying to catch Robin, and then Iceberg is hiding a map. So there's a whole bunch of stuff I know that I skipped there.
Well, it has to do with like the CP9 assassin strike.
Yeah, so it was just like, there was a lot of stuff going on, but also not really. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was like
It's basically just like a big action sequence.
I would say it was
suppose.
like the lull
That's how
before
I
the
would-
storm.
Kinda, yeah.
So then, obviously, everyone's getting ready to stop the assassins from assassinating an iceberg. So everyone's guarding. The 4 remaining Straw Hats gather outside the headquarters, hiding in a tree, observing the building for any events out of the ordinary. When there is a huge explosion, several masked men in costumes, including Robin, rush into the building. The workers assume are the Straw Hat pirates. So then the gang decide to break into, only to find that Luffy is gone.
Because of course he is.
Where did he go? So the female assassin distracts the guard, showing incredible speed and ability to jump while airborne. The man with Robin wearing a bear mask manages to enter Iceberg's room from the side using the door no mi.
Yeah, I have that. I have that written down. It's the Doa Doa fruit, right?
Yeah, the Doa Doa.
Yeah. Turns anything he wants into a door.
Yeah, that's pretty unique. Very good for being an assassin.
Yeah, you don't say.
Just like,
oh, this is just a door now. Okay.
it's like, oh, you got this precious material in your vault? Knock, knock. So the foreman, the bear masked man, easily takes care of the foreman Tilestone. That was his name?
Sure.
He was the big bulky guy with the beard. His name was Tilestone. Interesting.
I didn't really make any note of him, I guess.
Yeah.
He's
Demonstrating
the dude. Oh yeah, this guy. Right. Okay.
demonstrating an ability to make his body as hard as metal. Ah, yes. One of those abilities. Tenkai! At that point, Iceberg reveals the identities of the attackers. They are the government agency Cypher Pole 09.
Yeah.
Who's in
I wrote down CP9 is a government assassin thing.
who intentionally failed in the first assassination attempt in order to place the blame on Straw Hats, and they are after the blueprints of the ancient weapon Pluton, which Iceberg owns through the inheritance of the great shipwright Tom.
Shoutouts to Tom.
Shoutouts to Tom and the puffing Tom.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Zoro, Nami, and Chopper break into the building, thinking that Luffy would have distracted all the guards by aimlessly rushing in, only to find themselves surrounded.
Oh, this must have been a weird translation from the scan because I think this
Wait.
is a little bit ahead of where we are.
Luffy got stuck in between 2 buildings? I thought that happens later.
No, that happens there. Oh no, what? Yeah, that happens after, right? After they're at the.
Unless he gets stuck again. Chapter 343.
Wait. Maybe.
I gotta
'Cause
see
I-
this myself.
Because I know what you're talking about. Because he does get stuck later. I don't remember getting stuck there. Do I have it written down here? Nope. Nope. Pretty much after this is the flashback.
They hop off. I'm looking at the manga now. They hop over a fence and they're all there.
Yeah,
They're
that
all
was
still there.
fucking funny.
And Luffy,
Like,
wait, how did Luffy get? I was going to jump. I was just going to jump into the building, but I got stuck. I have to hurry. He did get stuck. What?
okay.
Okay. And then they obviously show they're faking Kaku and Lucci's death. As I'm looking at the manga right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, tight. This guy fights Brimstone, or what was his name?
I don't know.
Tilestone. So yeah, Luffy's stuck. After the time, meanwhile, Polly pulls blueprints out of Iceberg's safe, only to encounter two men in a bull and skull mask. Polly attacks them, only to be beaten easily, but it turns out the blueprints are fake. Using Addenda and Mushi, the other CP9 agents are alerted to gathering in Iceberg's room. In Iceberg's room, the four CP9 agents reveal their identities: the four-man Lucci and Kaku, the secretary Khalifa, and the bar owner
They're the
Bluno.
four main shipwrights of Galila.
And his secretary were spies. Who would have known?
Oh my god!
Maybe you should have done a thorough investigation of their background before hiring them.
Shaking my goddamn fucking head.
So at this time, however, Luffy manages to get free and breaks into the room, only to be caught off guard by the powers of CP9. So Luffy does show up
I don't
eventually.
even have this written down. That's funny. I just didn't make any note of that. I was like, yeah, whatever. I don't care.
And what's funny in this thing, they don't have the drawn out confrontation between Robin and Iceberg, where she's literally wielding 4 guns because of her flower fruit, which is really cool.
Oh yeah.
And then this is before.
I don't think a whole lot happened there, and that's probably why I didn't write anything down, because it's just like
Okay.
the confrontation with Robin and Iceberg, and then like Luffy gets his ass beat.
Well, yeah, so Robin is confronting Iceberg. The other two are confronting Polly, who found a map. Or a fake one, right?
Yeah, the fake blueprints.
And then Luffy just appears in a wall, if I'm looking at this correctly. I don't remember this, man.
Yeah, and then I don't remember who revealed this, but
Rankiaku.
you find out Frankie's real name somewhere around here.
Eventually, yeah.
And
So Luffy's fighting the guys, and he gets stuck again by the guy or whatnot. Someone.
oh, okay, that's what I was thinking of. I guess because he's stuck there for like pretty much the rest of the arc until like the very end.
No, so he gets stuck 3 times in this arc.
Really?
Yeah. So the first
Holy
time,
fuck.
so first time he's stuck between the 2 buildings, and the second time he's fighting the guys with the masks, obviously the CP agents. And then how he got stuck with the CP agents is that he ran, I guess, some chains around his body, if I'm looking at this panel correctly. Yeah. I'll just post it in the Discord. This is what I mean by he has chains around his body. You see it?
Yeah.
Dude gets stuck a lot. I didn't realize.
Gum fruit, more like glue fruit. Am I right?
And then so Polly also is stuck there. He's like, and then the two of them talk to each other. And
That's probably where he finds out.
Polly
Frankie's
says, why does Iceberg San have to be killed by a bunch of idiots who we don't even know? And so they just keep trying to break free. I didn't know that he gets stuck. And then they obviously
God.
Kaku
Yeah, I guess so.
reveals himself, or the three of them reveal themselves. Or I mean, the four of them reveal themselves. Behind the scenes,
There could be 5.
secret. There could be 6.
Oh my god. Maybe 9.
Oh, CP9. Ooh. Behind the scenes, Secret Service directly under the world government, Cypher Pol 09. And then Luffy forgets that he's made of rubber, so he just slips through the cage he was trapped in. I'm looking at.
I
thought
what this is supposed to mean, but I have written down here kick slice. That has to be Sanji, right?
Oh no, it's not. Look. So like after the time, he just like stretches his body through the thing. He's like, I'm through because I'm rubber. And Polly's like, good job. Now get mine off.
What the fuck is this supposed to mean?
I know what the kick slice is from. It's Tempest Kick. Because they have the six powers of the trained by the world government.
Yeah. Right.
Tempest Kick.
Okay.
So then the CP0 find out that Iceberg didn't have the plans, but he named himself only one. Wait, okay, so the agent confirmed the death of one of them in an accident 8 years ago, supposedly. But I remember his name, Kati Flam. Oh man, this translation is bad. It's so this translation from this. So in the translation of this one, it's Catty Fram. But
yeah,
that's
exactly what I have written down too, because that's what it was translated. It's probably the same thing that I was looking at.
No, it's not that though.
No, I know it's Cuddy Flam, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
These must be really old translations.
Well, it's 20 years old.
Yeah. So Iceberg refuses to cooperate. So Kaku checks Iceberg's pulse to gauge his reaction to his theory. Lucci gives his theory as to what happened to Pluton blueprints, because he doesn't have them. It was assumed that Iceberg was the last apprentice of the shipwright Tom and inherited the blueprints as a result, since reports said that his other apprentice, Cutty Flam, Cuttyflam, died when he was run over by the sea train. However, Cutty Flam is not actually dead. He continues to live in the city to this very day under the name Frankie.
Dun, dun, dun.
And so that's what's really cool, is that he was checking his pulse while he was coming up with the theory.
I have written down here, CP9 has Rokushi, and then I put in brackets Haki, but it's not Haki.
It's a form.
It's just like they're...
It's like lesser. It's like lesser.
Okay, so I was kind of right then.
Yeah, Rokushiki.
Yeah.
Is a special superhuman martial arts style. It was first introduced by CP9. 6 powers. Yeah, so you can also use them with hockey. So,
what about baseball? Can you use them with baseball?
Where's that coming from?
Because, hockey.
Oh, god damn it. God damn it.
Anyways.
Good joke. I lost my train of thought.
Hang on, I need to get some water. My throat's really dry.
Yeah, mine too. Good times. Oh my goodness. Rokushiki. I need to get water myself.
Okay, much better. Holy crap.
Oh, are you back?
Yep.
I'm back too. I got water myself because this is a lot of talking. So,
oh god.
yeah, so he finds out because his pulse greatly quickens when Lucci was saying all that, which is a really smart storytelling in my opinion. I don't see that very often in manga with like heart pulses of like to see if they are lying.
Yeah, I can't. At least off the top of my head, I can't think of anything.
I think it was pretty unique.
Yeah.
So, CP9 is just about to leave and go after Frankie. Luffy, Polly, Zoro, Chopper, and Nami break into the room. When Polly finds out the situation, he attacks Lucci only to be beaten easily because Lucci reveals that all CP9 agents are capable of using that thing that you mentioned, a Roku Shiki, the 6 martial art techniques, to put them beyond other human.
That makes sense because if I remember right, Roku means 6.
I don't know what the Shiki power.
I think so. Let me see if I can.
Shiki.
Why was I doing that on my phone? Oh my god, I'm so fucking
Wait,
stupid.
Shiki, the 4 seasons command direction ceremony.
Yeah, Roku means 6.
Wait, Shiki has multiple meanings.
Shiki, to direct, to conduct. So,
I mean, I guess when you combine them, it is.
it's probably when you combine the kanji.
Yeah. It's like building Lego.
It's like 6 powers to direct or something, I suppose.
Well, it's the 6 martial art techniques, which
Yeah.
the English rough translation or whatnot is just 6 powers. I have the 6 powers, which is kind of lame. Like I prefer if like if you're gonna translate it, just say it's Roku Shiki because that just sounds cooler than 6 powers. Although I bet you if I was Japanese, it would just sound pretty lame.
Exactly. Like 6 powers. Pfft, okay, dude.
Yeah, and then you're. Oh, what's going on? Oh, I had a weird flash there. That's weird. My desktop did like a black flash. It was really weird.
Huh. That is, yeah, I don't know.
So, to put them beyond, the Straw Hats try to talk to Robin. She leaves, stating that there's a wish she cannot accomplish when with them. So as it turns out, CP9 has set a firebomb in the building to go off soon, but before Lucci decides to show off his devil fruit power, he becomes a furry.
Let's go!
He becomes a cat girl. The Neko no Mi model leopard. So this is really weird about like Zone devil fruits is they have models. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you could literally have the Neko no Mi model cat. Or model lion, I guess.
Well, I want the model tiger. So
Leopard versus tiger. Ooh. It would be cool. So Luffy and Zoro attack him, only to be thrown across the island into buildings engulfed, and the buildings is engulfed in flames. So yeah, this is when Zoro and Luffy both get stuck
for the final time
in this arc.
Yeah. And then they're basically stuck there for the rest of the arc.
Yeah, until the end.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is with Oda writing like Luffy to get stuck. I don't know. Maybe it's just because he's too powerful of a character at the time, but then he gets outshined, obviously. But I mean, some of the comedic timing is pretty hilarious when he's not there. It's just like, where's Luffy? He's not here. And it cuts to him being stuck.
I think it's fine if it's done every once in a while, but it's
3 times in the same arc. And then this is like one after another.
Yeah.
Like obviously he gets outpowered and gets those chains on, then he realizes, oh wait, I'm made out of rubber, I can get myself out.
And like, you know, jokes are told in threes or whatever, but like I think the problem is he should have had the realization of him being rubber on the third one, and that would have been way funnier.
Well, then how would he have gotten stuck out of those like loops?
I don't know. I don't care. It's not my fucking problem to figure out. I'm just saying, like the joke would have landed better if it was on the third one, or
running.
Like, he's out now.
A running gag.
Yeah.
So obviously, after they get defeated, the ship gets burnt down. I mean, not the ship. The building gets burnt down.
Building gets burnt down.
Wait, what's on your notes?
The next thing on my notes. How the fuck am I? It's the oh my god, the conversation with Usopp and Frankie when they're in.
So the CP9 agents leave and come across several Frankie family members who are yelling around town that they have Usopp and the ship captive, and Luffy has to go to the workplace under the bridge if he wants to see them again. So Lucci just beats them up and finds the exact location. She's just like, oh, you're giving away your location. Thank you.
Yeah, and Frankie is telling Usopp that there wasn't very much communication between the islands before the sea train was made. And Frankie's going to take apart Going Merry.
Yeah.
The next thing that I have written down, Usopp gets double fisted into the water.
Wait, what? I don't remember that.
It's I think it was like, because Frankie was explaining that like Going Merry is just fucked, right? And Usopp was like, no, we can fix her, blah, blah, blah. And Frankie just gets fucking pissed off at him and just fucking smashes his head, and he just goes flying into the water.
I gotta see, what chapter would that be?
I don't know. Like 340 something, maybe?
Next.
Let's see here.
Uba.
Cypher Pole.
Oh yeah, he told. I forgot the like. Lucci literally like finger pistoled Luffy a bunch and then licks the blood off of his finger.
Okay, so it's after this. Oh god, wow. Load. Yeah, no, that's not there.
Wait, Zoro gets sent into the sea?
I guess.
I thought he gets stuck in a chimney.
He does get stuck in a chimney. I don't fucking know what that thing's talking about. He definitely did get stuck in a chimney.
Okay. So yeah, they're looking for Frankie.
Let's see.
Oh, right. I remember how emotional Frankie is. Usopp's telling Frankie his entire story, and Frankie's just like,
yeah.
And
Oh
then
yeah, here. I think this is the chapter 350.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and then there's just like, and then he left his friends from the East Blue, and he's just like, why are you crying?
Please have
And
some
then,
tea, big
and then he's
bro.
just like, with his hand, idiot, I'm not crying, idiot. Although I am slightly touched by your display of iron will in protecting your ship alone. And Usopp's just like, what's wrong with these people? and then Frankie starts singing a song. I have to sing of this cruel tragic feeling, separated from friends, North Wind, Chom. He's singing. So then Frankie stops crying. He's just like, "Oh, I'm exhausted after all that
Oh,
crying."
okay. I think it's the next chapter.
Yeah, it
where,
is.
Where I wrote down Usopp gets double fisted. Oh god.
I like how I hated Frankie and then I liked Frankie. He's like a cool, chilled bro.
Okay, so yeah, okay. Frankie's taking apart, going Mary, and then
Oh yeah, he says, yeah.
Usopp's trying to fight him, and then there he is, getting double fisted.
I'm saying that I'll help you dismantle that ship. Shut up, big bro. I'm not gonna let you do it. It's going Mary's my ship. Not anymore.
Oh god.
Yeah, he starts like taking the ship apart, and Usopp's like, no.
No.
And then he uses the Firebird Star. Oh he gets knocked in the air by a fist. If you don't understand, then you better see it. And he does
and then he gets double fisted.
It's not a double fist. It's like where you do like a hammer down, where you
Yeah.
combine your two fists into what is
Into
it?
it.
I forget that attack move.
I know what you're talking about, but that's why I wrote it down as a double fist.
It does look like a double fist. So
Especially with
obviously,
Frankie's giant ass fucking hands.
and obviously Usopp, but
Yeah,
he knew
this
he
is-
knew the Sunny was, he knew it, but
Yeah.
like he was just denying himself the truth, as you see like the
I
damage
think
of the.
I wrote down.
Hello, monkeys.
Oh god. Oh god, that's gonna be in the recording. What was that?
Surprise, Frieza.
What was that? What
That's
was,
Frieza.
where did that come from?
You know, penis.
Oh, he just joined and left.
um. Oh, that's the flashback.
But yeah, you see
Yeah.
like the damage of the
Yeah.
keel.
Usopp double fisted into the water, and then man's delusional. That's the next thing I have written down.
Oh yeah, he is delusional. He's just picking up the ship part and putting it back.
Yeah.
He is.
Wow.
He is.
Man, I was a real fucking Usopp hater for this arc for some reason. I don't even know why, because I don't dislike Usopp at all.
Yeah, he is delusional. He's like, I'm sorry, Mary. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'll fix you in a minute. Don't worry, Mary. You'll be good as new. I'll fix you again and again. Frankie.
Frieza. Hello, monkeys. Oh, wait, what?
It's okay. I don't think anyone will watch up to this point, but if they do, they'll know it's Frieza because you said it's Frieza. Know your place, monkey. Oh my god, it's Frieza.
You haven't gotten there yet, have you?
What do you mean?
In Dragon Ball.
No, I literally finished the Boo arc.
Oh, okay. Oh god. Fucking
So
freeze,
like
dude.
Frankie gets frustrated at Usopp literally just doing that. And just yeah. I knew the Going Merry could not travel anymore. He knew it.
Yeah.
I actually knew all of that. When
I think this is what made me stop being pissed off at Usopp. As he's like, I knew it the whole time. I just didn't want to admit it.
Yeah, he was delusional.
Yeah.
So like this is really cool because we get to talk about the thing that really was like probably one of the favorite things I had from Skypiea was you get to find out what that thing I was talking about it.
Yeah. I know, because I think I made a note of that, or well, I didn't actually make a note of it, but it's something that I actually remembered, I should say.
So like when I
Is-
heard of the results of the evaluation and decided that it wasn't just my imagination back then, I thought it was a dream at first. I didn't think there could be such a thing, but so Usopp's talking about this. Like one night I heard the sound of hammering during Skypiea from the empty ship. The fog was really thick, but someone was definitely there. I never found out who, but the next day the ship was repaired in a very poor fashion. But they also removed all the like chicken flying things.
yeah.
And Luffy's
The
just like,
wings or
Usopp,
whatever.
it's not the flying model anymore. How did the person who fixed the ship know Going Merry's original shape? It was all so strange, but I remember one phrase. I don't know if it was just my imagination or he really did say it. It's all right. I'll carry all of you for a little while longer. Oh my god, I'm tired. I just got goosebumps from reading that again. Holy crap. I'm tearing up, man. Poor Usopp. You know what? This is probably way more emotional than Usopp's fight. What am I talking about? I completely forgot about this. I don't know what. Just like the whole. Because I can hear the voice because I watched the anime, obviously, right?
Mhm.
And she's like, all right, I'll carry all of you just a little longer with that smile.
Ugh. Yeah.
What was your opinion on that?
What, on Mary?
Yeah, for like the spirit talking to Usopp and being like that.
I don't know. I thought it was interesting. Like it kind of made sense, 'cause, like Usopp technically has like the most connection to the ship. I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, after that, I don't really have anything written down because it was basically just CP9 getting to the Frankie house. I think they kicked down his door. Yeah, I have that
Well,
written down.
before
CP9
that,
kicks down the door.
Frankie explains what Usopp saw. So
Yeah.
Frankie confirms this suspicion, telling Usopp about the Clawbotterman, a ship spirit that appears to warn and even save crew members when the ship is near destruction. And it only appears if the ship loves the crew it carries. Frankie points out that if Usopp traveled on the ship and ended up dying when it fell apart, the Going Merry's soul would not be able to live with itself. But Usopp asks Frankie if it should just leave, if he should just leave behind a friend when he is about to die. So like he sees it as a friend, because
Yeah.
it is.
Which sure is.
The guy who talked to me really was you, Mary? And then they knock on the door. Bro, someone's here. The squad's here. Look at them. They're all in black. I wonder what they're here for. Yep, it's none other than CP9.
Yeah, and the Frankie. I don't have this written down. Hang on.
Oh yeah, Mozu gets knocked out. Bro! Kiwi and Mozu get knocked out. The two, like,
Yeah. The two girls.
with the square hair.
Yeah.
And so one thing we should have mentioned is that Frankie actually visits Bluno's bar a lot. That was one of the things.
Was that mentioned at this point? I don't remember.
It was.
Okay.
What's really cool about this fight, because he's just using Tekai, right? And Frankie's a cyborg, so it doesn't hurt him. So Bluno's just like, what are you... Frankie's like, Bluno, what are you doing dressed up like that? Bluno grabs his neck, and then Frankie grabs Bluno's neck, and he lifts Bluno.
Yeah.
He's like, cheeky are we? Who do you think I am? Yeah, it's a really cool scene, honestly.
I don't know why I didn't have that written down. I guess I just didn't really pay much mind to that for some reason. I don't know.
Hey, you want to see the panel?
No, I have it open right now.
Oh, yeah. So, but, what's his name? I can't, why am I blanking on this guy's name? The one who's always bad. Lucci kicks Frankie away because Bluno was going to kill him. I don't think he would have.
No, like, because the next thing I have written down is basically the start of the flashback with Tom.
Oh,
or,
I
like,
see.
Frankie's flashback with Tom.
Yeah, so they kidnap Frankie, basically.
Yeah.
And they just like, Iceberg's dead. Now, Frankie, give us the blueprint of the world's worst battleship, ancient weapon, Pluton.
Yeah, because they found out that he has the blueprint, and then
Oh, this is where the
flashback
flashback starts,
Yeah.
because you have Iceberg literally saying, Flam, what a weird name. Can I just call you Frankie? And he's just like, whatever.
Yeah.
I ain't giving you nothing, shoots out Rocket Fist. It literally just, he just gets knocked out. And Usopp's like, what the hell happened? I didn't see anything. He's too fast. What is this dirty little room? A drafting room? It's a perfect place to hide a blueprint. Search it. A nameplate. Cuddy Flam. Iceberg. Tom. And then we get to see a picture of Tom.
Mm-hmm.
But the world's best shipbuilder lived here. Tom's workers. And I guess this is where the flashback starts.
It's
Oh no, there's still a couple chapters.
no, it's in the next chapter, but
Frankie's just getting kidnapped by the CP0 agents as he's just getting beat up. And then after he's knocked out,
that's when the flashback happens.
yeah, because there's a flashback of Tom saying, "Never speak a word of what's about to happen, Frankie." Tom sad. So Water City. Wait, it's not called Water City. It's called Water 7.
Yeah, the Water City, Water 7.
Oh, I'm reading this wrong. 22 years ago.
Back in my day. Yeah, and this is when Iceberg and Frankie first meet.
Yeah, he's Cuddy Flam, Frankie, 12 years old. He just made the battle 8 Frankie. You bastards, take that. He's just shooting a... Because he just builds... what are they called? Battleships. Or, weapons. And then Tom just... I forgot how strong Tom was.
If you're a man, do it with a dawn. Fucking dude's throwing a ship. Like,
Dude's
okay.
throwing a ship. Like, ho.
Okay,
Just like,
dude.
yo, if you're a man, do it with a dong. He's a fishman. Oh no, he's a Yeah, he's a fishman. He should be a fishman, right?
I don't think it says outright, but it's implied.
Let me see, Tom.
Because of, what's her name? Kokoro?
Right.
'Cause she's a
Mermaid. Age of death. 60. He was 67 when he died. Yeah, he's a fisherman. Long-horned cowfish. So 22 years ago, young Frankie sails his battleship. And then, you know, Tom finishes up a ship to be by tossing it in the air and throwing the masts with great accuracy. Like, how... Gotta love One Piece humans. So, as long as they, along with Yokozuna the frog, eat food made by Kokoro, she explains how the island is not getting any busier. Or busier.
Yeah.
And when they
And
do
then-
the shipbuilding, companies fight each other over customers. And with the water level steadily rising, all anyone can do is wait for the city to sink. That night, however, Tom works on his plans to fix this problem. This is when everything starts to go downhill for Tom, because after the execution of Goldie Roger, a
This is when he's
Judas
sentenced
ship
for building the ship.
arrives in town to put Tom on trial. They arresting anyone who helped the late Pirate King, and Tom was the one who built the ship, the Oro Jackson. That's such a cool name for a ship. Oro Jackson.
Yeah, and then I wrote down... So I think they explained sort of what Enies Lobby is, and I just wrote down Enies Lobby is a prison to execute criminals, which I think is mostly correct.
It's more like the entryway. Like you go through Enies Lobby to the place of no return, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So Tom is about to be sentenced to be executed at Enies Lobby until he reveals his plan. He will build a sea train that will travel in any weather to connect the nearby islands together. So they're like, all right, we'll let you do that.
Yeah.
We'll let you do that.
I have Frankie built a cannon out of scrap as a kid, and then his parents tossed him off of their ship.
Sounds about right.
I was like, God damn, what the fuck?
So after the judge requests a route to Enies Lobby, he gives Tom 10 years to make the sea train before his trial is redone. Though Frankie is angry that Tom would be arrested for making such a great ship that reached the end of the Grand Line in the first place, Tom workers immediately get to work. After 10 years, the Puffing Tom makes its first successful launch. And then we get the worst character in all of One Piece. Spandam arrives. Spondom.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone hates this character with a burning passion.
He was just fucking insane. Like, I don't know what else to, like, he was just insane. Like, literally.
Well, his father was pretty insane too. Runs in the
Like,
family.
this dude's got no chill.
Yeah, so
He's part of CP5 at the time.
Yeah, arrives at Tom where Iceberg are, and only to be shot by Frankie's cannons. Spandam ignored as Frankie explains that he finally made a ship strong enough to defeat a Sea King, but is once again yelled at by Iceberg, explaining that he cannot just leave such powerful weapons lying around. So it was Frankie's fault by accident, explaining that he cannot leave such powerful weapons. Spandam explains that he's after the blueprints for the Pluton. Though Tom denies having them, the CP9 leader then threatens to reveal that Tom built Gold D. Wait, what? I thought they already knew that he built Gold D. Roger's ship. The threats of
I think Spandam didn't know.
Well, I guess it was because he was going to be executed, but then he made the puffing Tom to get away from it.
Yeah.
Threatens to reveal Tom's build Gold D. Roger's ship if he does not reveal where the plans are, only to be dumbfounded when Tom points out that everyone already knows that.
Yeah.
After the agents leave, Tom takes the blueprints out of the safe and entrusts them to Iceberg and Frankie. Frankie suggests that they try to build it, but is yelled at by Iceberg once again. Meanwhile, at the bar, Spandam laments that it's not right for the builder of the pirate camp. So he's just like, it's not right, it's not fair, why does he get to live?
Yeah. He's a little fucking shit baby.
Yeah. So the next day, the Judiciary ship comes by to give Tom a retrial, and everyone is sure that Tom will go free this time until the ship is attacked. Ooh.
Yeah. I have written down, CP5 guy uses ships to attack Water 7, which is exactly what happened.
Well, not Water 7, he attacks his own men with it. He's literally backstabbing his own men by framing someone.
Yeah, he uses the
Frankie battleships.
Frankie's ships from the Scrap Island to attack them.
Yeah, he watches in horror the attacking ship turns out to be his own creations. And after the Judiciary ship sinks, Spandam orders the agents controlling the ship to return and jump off the ship. Tom and Iceberg board ships once they stop attacking, only to find that there's no one there's no one there, and are shot by some more ships. What? I only remember his Spandam uses them to shoot the Judiciary ship, which probably killed some people as they jumped off, and then finds out that there's no one on the battleships. Like, how did he control all of them? Wait. I'm reading it wrong. Spandam orders the agents controlling the ships to return and jump off the ship. So the Judiciary ship did sink with people on it, but the agents that were shooting the ship were that were on the Frankie's ships jumped off so Frankie could be.
So it looked like there's nobody there.
Yeah. Tom and Iceberg board ships once they stop attacking, only to find that there's no one there, and are shot by more ships. Frankie arrives to find them badly wounded, and like Tom is like pulling out a harpoon out of his chest.
Oh yeah. Because this is when he was like, not dying, I guess, because he still ends up going to Enies lobby.
Yeah, Spandam at the trial was like, I was the one who saved everyone, and no one believes me.
Fucking God.
Frankie, when he declares that Spandam was the one who attacked in the first place, it was pointed out that the CP5 leader that the ships were made by their company, but Frankie declares that no ship that hurts his friends like that is any ship of his, which Tom responds to by breaking out of his manacles and punching his apprentice. So Frankie was like denying those ships were mine. And Tom's like, no.
How dare you? These are your ships, you dumb motherfucker.
The fishman declares that no matter what a ship does, even if it ends up bringing about the end of the world, the creator must love it with all his heart, which is that's pretty symbolic considering that he made the Oro Jackson.
Yeah.
He then runs up and attacks Spondum, only to be shot by tranquilizers. So that's why Spondum has like that weird brace on his face. Because, what's his name? Tom literally just manhandled him.
Yep.
So,
Which was a nice attention to detail. Like,
I think he already gets his nose broken by someone. I can't remember who. Because that's why his like nose is like purple when you first see him.
He does. I don't remember who it was though. And
Oh no, wait, never mind. He as a kid he always had a purple nose.
Oh, I thought somebody punched him in the face. Maybe that's something that's revealed later, like in Robin's flashback or something.
No, that's his father.
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
Oh no, in Frankie's flashback, Spondum's nose is not yet broken, was slightly longer, and his strong jawline was more pronounced. He wore a long black coat, gray vest. But then I guess he was punched. Oh, I'm just gonna search up nose on his his wiki page. Wait, what? In the 3rd, 5th, and 6th, and 7th popularity polls, Spondum ranked 28th, 76th, 86th, and 163rd, respectively. He was 28 on a popularity poll.
That's surprising.
I mean, he also has, we're given a distinct laugh. His is, wah, ha 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 ha. So yeah, Oro Jackson, Tom requested that this one be erased. Wait, what? Since the creator of the Sea Train nullifies one crime, Tom requested that one be erased, making it so that he will be executed for building the Oro Jackson. But Frankie and Iceberg are now safe. Okay, so they were going to execute all 3 of them.
Yeah, all 3 of them are going to be executed, but instead of having his crime for making
The Oro Jackson being
Oro
nulled.
Jackson, yeah, he decided to null the thing that just happened that they were blamed for.
Yeah,
it wasn't their fault technically.
Yeah, it was Spondum's fault. Imagine attacking your own like people and not getting what you want.
Yep, and then that pissed him off for the next 22 years.
Frankie and Iceberg are released. The first thing Frankie does is take a tranquilizer gun from a nearby soldier and smashes it in Spondum's face with... Oh, that's how he breaks his... Frankie broke his face, not Tom.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
And then Frankie then runs away as soldiers attack him. Tom is taken onto the sea train, which leaving for Enies lobby. Frankie takes one of the boats farther down the track as he stands on the track with Yokozuna watching. He fires cannons at the train, but it will not stop. He then tries to stop it with his bare hands, but only gets run over, supposedly getting killed. And that's why Yokozuna keeps doing the same thing Frankie did.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know how Frankie, like, somehow survives and, like, makes himself metal.
You know,
One Piece.
yeah, anyways.
No, like, that's always what was, like, how did he do that to himself if he could only move one arm? Do you ever see that panel? Can't remember.
I don't remember. Let's see. This is
Oh, I found it. It's on 358.
350.
Yeah, he's all beaten and bloody.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm still alive, but I will likely die like this. He like pulls himself up onto like a tanker. It looks like a tanker, like an oil tanker ship or something like that.
Yeah.
No one's here. It's a scrapped ship, scrap metal. It's really commonplace for me. First, I gotta do something with this useless body of mine. He augments himself.
I don't remember where it was, but at some point, Frankie explains that it's like basically just his front half that's a cyborg.
Oh yeah.
Because he couldn't reach behind him to do that part. I was like,
true.
that's funny.
True. He does say that. I forget, but it's probably during Enies lobby when he's fighting. It's probably during the nodes you have the Senator.
Oh yeah. Oh, when they're on the train. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I think that is when that. Yeah.
So obviously Frankie. Everyone thinks he's dead. Iceberg thinks he's dead. Khalif,
Yeah, I wrote here, Frankie tries to stop the train, quote unquote dies.
dies.
Yeah, and then I skipped over a lot because it was what happened. It's basically just like the rest of the flashback where like Frankie like put himself together as the cyborg.
Oh, wait, that isn't Khalifa. That's someone else as his secretary back then. Who is that? Enma. Or maybe that's just bad translation right there.
Right.
It says Iceberg-san, you have a visitor.
Oh no, that's just like his verbal tick.
Who is it? Oh.
I think that is cool.
Who is it?
Yeah.
Oh, you're probably right. He said, tell him Cuddy Flam. He's a very strange man, so we stopped him at the factory. Do you know him? Did he really say that? And then so Iceberg meets him. And Frankie's like, shut up. My body has become useless, so I had to fix it with scrap metal and stuff. It's like chin is 3 prongs. And iron nose.
Yep. Oh yeah, and they're talking about like what to do with the blueprint, I think.
Yeah,
right?
and he just gave it to him. And then we come back to the present where Frankie is being taken away by CP9. And it's none other than... so then...
This bitch.
Dickhead.
Spandam.
I'll just call him Spam. Spam Dam. So he gets onto the phone and is just like, hot! I spilled my coffee. Hot, damn you, coffee! Are you there, Cutty Flab? It's been a long time. And he's just like, don't you remember? I'm the man who arrested Tom's worker 8 years ago, part of CP5.
It's really funny because like I remembered like part of that stuff happening, but like the next thing I have written down is Chopper saves everyone from the fire. Which isn't too much farther along, but I just thought it was funny that was like the next thing that I thought was important enough to write down.
What's funny is the next panel is Frankie's getting bagged up into like a bag, right, and roped.
Yeah.
And then Usopp's there, he's like, oh wait, let go of him. And Lucci glares at him and he's like,
And
sorry.
Oh god.
And then Frankie's like, hey, you only shine for a moment? Cocker's like, oh, you're one of the Straw Hats. But yeah, oh yeah, this panel is literally shows Chopper carrying them out of the fire.
Yeah, Iceberg and
Polly. And then he falls down as well because Nami's there.
What do I have written? Oh, God damn it. This.
And then Kaku just beats Usopp.
Yeah, and then I think this is when you find out what Robin's wish was from like fucking 40 chapters ago or whatever.
Right, and Kaku was like talking to Usopp, and he's like, "I may have been disguised, but we were respectable shipwrights, so I'm just gonna let the Mary go." So he just lets the Mary go into the storm, never to be seen again. And Usopp's like, "Mary." Yeah, that's why.
Oh, it was. Wait, is it Iceberg who tells? Yes. Yeah, Iceberg and Nami are talking to each other.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, it is his social clique. First, I'm sorry. He accused you of a horrible crime. It's about Nuka Robin. So obviously they're talking about like Nico Robin's opinion or attitude changed when they arrived into Water 7.
Yeah.
So then Nami managed to regain consciousness. Iceberg requests to the other Carboners to speak alone. Iceberg then reveals that Robin told him that CP9 could call for an island-destroying fleet of battleships known as the Buster Call, thanks to the permission from Aokiji, and that they would use it on the Straw Hats pirates if Robin did not help assassinate Iceberg and come with them to be executed at Enies lobby. In other words, the goal she cannot reach when the Straw Hats is for the 6 crew members, excluding herself, to leave the island safely. But obviously, knowing the government, they wouldn't let that happen.
Yeah, and that's when I guess most of the Straw Hats find out that Robin didn't betray them.
And that's when, like, Luffy really knows. Because it's funny how people say the only reason why he didn't win that fight is because he was unsure of his crewmates' intentions. Like, he was like, what's going on? And then once he finally realizes, then he gets into full gear.
Yeah. And at this point, Luffy's still stuck.
He's still stuck. And this part is my favorite part in Water 7, is to do with Sanji.
A man forgives a woman's lies. I have that written down because I was just like, yeah, okay, dude.
So, with the knowledge that Robin did not betray them, Nami rushes to wake up Chopper. Polly wakes up and tells the other shipwrights that the pirates were not the assassins, but lies that he did not see who the attackers really were, and that Lucci, Kaku, and Khalifa were at home. That's some weird writing there. Nami rushes to stop the sea train led by Polly and several other galley workers, while Chopper and the other workers search for Luffy and Zoro.
I think it cuts to showing both of them being stuck, and I guess I didn't realize that Zoro was stuck in a chimney, because I was like, Zoro stuck in a chimney? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Yeah, he was. He was.
Yeah, because they cut to that, and I don't know. I guess I just
Either forgot between when I was reading or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, he was stuck in a chimney, and Luffy, I think, is again stuck in between
two buildings. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
the next thing I have written down is yoga boxing.
Yoga boxing.
I don't think that's supposed to be correct.
I mean, there was a weird
Like-
boxer with long legs
Yeah.
that Sanji fights. He like goes through like a bunch
Okay.
of trains by himself.
No, but this is before that.
Yoga
I think.
boxing.
Maybe. Hang on. What do I have written down after that? Yoga boxing. Yeah. Yoga boxing, and then Zoro and Luffy unstuck. Okay, so I gotta figure out what the fuck this is.
Yoga boxing. Weird. So at the Blue Station, 4 CP9 agents, along with Corgi and their prisoner. Who's Corgi? Oh, he's a he's a world government official who took part in the mission to acquire the blueprints. But he gets
Sorry, keep going.
the sea train is forced to depart from the station early as the train starts to leave. Sanji, the sneaky devil, the smart and suave guy, and honestly my favorite attire of him in the entire series is where he's wearing like a vest and a striped shirt.
Oh, yeah, maybe this is what I was. Yeah, I was thinking of the really tall guy on the train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sanji sneaks aboard, but Nami and the others get there just in time to see it leave. Thankfully, the carpenters find a note that Sanji...
Yeah, yoga style boxing.
The carpenters find a note from Sanji that states that he's on the train alone with a baby Denden Mushi, so he can contact each other once he finds a Denden Mushi on the train. Oh, he gives them a small one.
Yeah.
Thus, Nami switches her priorities to find a ship to chase after them. But Polly says it would be crazy to use a ship during Aqua Laguna, the big tsunami thing. So they watches the ocean. Nothing but distant water drawback shows how strong the flowing waves are. And then Chimney notices something in the back alley, and Nami approaches them, and she points out that Luffy is stuck between two buildings. So the Chimney's like, "Who's that?" And then meanwhile, Chopper looks at the back alley too and sees Zoro stuck in a chimney.
That
We're getting there. We're almost done.
I'm
I
trying to
don't...
go back to present.
Pardon?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think this. What is this? Chapter 360. I think is where I was like, wait, Zoro's stuck in a chimney? Because I like I said, I think I just forgot that he was there.
Oh, okay. So, both Nami and Chopper hop across the building to see to where your respective crewmates is, while Chopper tries to pull Zoro out of the chimney. Handing Zoro his sword upon request, Zoro just slices the chimney.
Yep.
And
I
Nami
remember
yells to Robin, or to Luffy, that Robin gave up her life so that they could escape the government's wrath. Luffy, out of just realizing that, he pushes both buildings. He was stuck between with no effort. He's just like, damn.
He's like, oh, it's time to go. Okay.
No more getting stuck. I swear to God, Luffy. Just barely managed to reach higher grounds, only to underestimate the strength of the waves and are engulfed. Thankfully, Polly was close and managed to pull them up. Oh, so they all got engulfed by the waves, but Polly, with the ropes, saved them.
Yeah, and I have written here 3 double-page spreads in a row. Wow.
Oh my goodness! I just realized how bad. I'm in the wiki. There's literally this thing, and then I'm looking. That's not a really good frame to pause on.
Let me see this.
Nami's feet are just What is that frame, bro? Look at it's like AI generated.
God damn. Toei, please explain.
I mean, obviously in animation it would probably look better, but jeez. This is like that one Naruto freeze frame.
Oh, the one where he's fighting pain. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So, meanwhile, on the Puffing Tom, Sanji tries to decide the best course of action when he is found by an agent. He kicks the agent through the cart. He's just like, well, I guess I'm doing this way. He just kicks the agent through the cart, drawing the attention of everyone. One of them suggests alerting CP9, but the CP6 agent Jerry, the big tall guy, yoga boxing.
His name was Jerry?
His
No wonder I
name-
fucking forgot his name. the yoga boxing was more important
Well,
than the name Jerry.
he comes from Karate Island in the South Blue and claims to be a boxing champion.
Yep. Yoga style boxing. What a guy.
Jerry, a very tall man that needs to bend over to fit in the car, says that there was no need to do that. He tries to fight Sanji only to be beaten without any effort.
Yep.
Imagine being a government agent and you just get one tapped by a guy who's a cook. In the car where CP9 is staying, Corgi explains that in the fifth car is the Marine Captain T-Bone, in the fourth Wanzi of CP7, and finally the third, the newest member, Nero, making it so that there is no chance of any attackers reaching them. Whatever happened to Nero?
No clue. You know what's funny? I only have like what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 8 more notes written down for like the remaining like 15 chapters or whatever this is. Cuz like a lot of it was just like a lot of action scenes, right?
Yeah.
Which by the way, very very cool.
With Sanji, right?
Yeah, just like with the train in general. But after they get saved, was it Kokoro who told them about the second train?
Yeah, back at Water 7, Luffy decides they are going to take a ship to chase after Robin, but Polly points out the useless, since no ship can get past a normal Aqua Laguna, and this year is far beyond average. At this point, Kokoro says that if any ship could get past this, it would be the sea train, and tells the Straw Hats to follow her. She takes them to an old cellar where the prototype sea train, Rocket Man, was kept.
Yep.
Which is a cool name for a train. Rocket Man. He had the idea.
It looked like a shark, right?
Yeah, it has the shark face.
Yeah.
And they find Iceberg finishing up on maintenance. He had the same idea as Kokoro and came to the warehouse earlier to get it ready. The train...
My notes, holy fuck.
What did you write?
Nami brings meat and sake. And the next thing, I think this happens like 3 chapters later. Shoot the big wave. Which does happen, by the way.
It does happen.
They do, in fact, shoot the big wave.
They do. So she takes
God.
them to an old cellar where the prototype sea train Rocket Man was kept. Find Iceberg finishing up. Oh yeah, Luffy and Zoro managed to fully recover by eating a bunch of meat and sake brought by Nami in a pair of conductors.
See, my notes are flawless.
So before they can
What can I say?
Before they can leave, the Frankie family appears before them. They tearfully request to Luffy that they come with them to Enies lobby so they can rescue Frankie. And Luffy lets them join the group. And they do like a trifecta joining. A 3-way alliance. Here, I'll post the image of it. The guy in the...
I was trying to figure out what the fuck I meant in these notes. But we'll get to it.
Oh yeah.
We'll get to it.
So, Kokoro, the train launches out of one of the gates in the city straight into Aqua Laguna. As the train launches out of the city, the Frankie family attached their cart to the train, which had like their King Bulls, Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yep.
Those are some good names, Sodom and Gomorrah. You know what Sodom and Gomorrah is from? It's the Arabic. Sodom and Gomorrah were 2 cities destroyed by God for their wickedness.
Oh, right. Yeah.
When Lot's wife like turned to salt.
Yeah.
So Kokoro steers the ship onto the track, greatly boosting its speed. Being a prototype, Rocketman's speed cannot be controlled, and once it gets on track, it's almost impossible to steer.
It's such a funny defect, like...
I'm just gonna go fast. As it turns out, Chimney, Gombe, and Polly, Tilestone, and Lulu stowed aboard. They're just like, we're coming. After Polly tells them the other 2 foremen the identities of the assassin, he reveals that he came along to avenge Iceberg. Iceberg. So then they get a trifecta alliance.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, on the Puffing Tom, Sanji breaches the next car, which is where Usopp and Frankie are being kept.
Yeah. So the next note I have after Shoot the Big Wave, which
hasn't come yet.
Neither has this next thing. So I guess we should just keep going.
Okay. After being convinced that Frankie is good by Usopp, Sanji reluctantly frees both of them and they climb on top of the next card, where Captain T-Bone is stationed. Using a Dendenmushi from the previous car, he calls Nami and is told about Robin's situation. Back at the Rocket Man, a huge wave is coming towards them, and despite the best
Here it
efforts,
comes!
Frankie family and Gali foremen, they cannot break it apart. At this point, Luffy and Zoro make their move. They do a little stretching.
Yeah.
Performing their ultimate combo attack, a Gamu Gamu no San Byaku pound cannon. Shoot a big wave with some force.
Yep, that's exactly what that was. I was like, they shoot the big wave, wow.
A blast, a huge tunnel through the waves, saving the train. So then after that, though Frankie decides to help rescue Robin, Usopp refuses to, citing that he is no longer a member of the crew.
And then?
And walks away. Minutes later, however, a masked man in a cape looks exactly like Usopp.
Sogeking King!
Calls himself Sogeking King! Sniper King!
Holy fuck, that's so funny.
Oh, you gotta hear the Sniper King theme.
I have heard it. I have.
Dude,
that shit was fucking funny.
Dude's so cool. He's so cool, man. I want to be like Sniper King when I grow up.
The next thing I have written down is don't hurt his feelings. You know why? It's was it Sanji who said that?
Oh, probably.
Because they're like, we know who it is, and what either Sanji or Frankie was.
So appears before them, and and says that Usopp told him about the entire situation, and he is willing to help. Sanji and Frankie see right through the disguise, but decide not to say anything.
Yeah, one of them said, "Don't hurt his feelings," because they're just like, we know who it is. And one of them just says, "Don't hurt his feelings." It must have been Sanji that said that.
Probably.
The next thing I have written down is nose hair ramen.
Oh, gross.
That's what it was, though.
Yeah, I know, but Captain T-Bone, a zombie-like honorable swordsman, and his soldiers look through the last two cars. The three intruders detach them from the rest of the train. So they just get lost. They just don't fight T-Bone. Leaving very few... They enter the
Poor
next
T-Bone.
car which holds the kitchen and encounter CP7 Wanzi, a very odd-looking and energetic man that makes ramen with his nose hairs. And he fights using called ramen kempo. And this is the first time we ever get to see Sanji use knives in a battle.
That was pretty cool.
Because he's like, well, it's food. Really gross, though. Sanji holds him off as Frankie and Soga King continue to the next car. Sanji battles Wanzi, and Frankie faces off with Nero as Soga King continues on to Robin's car by using suction octopi to walk along the side of the train. He tells Robin about the situation, but she still refuses to be saved. When Corgi comes in to see the source of the nose, Soga King hides under Robin's cloak. so that she has this big puff out of her
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That was really funny. The whole train sequence was really good.
It's like a heist.
Yeah.
In the kitchen, Wanzi proves to be very weak, but Sanji cannot hurt him with his kick since his feet get stuck in the ramen. So he just gets some knives and cuts it up. Oh
yeah, he said... Sanji said something like... you shouldn't be allowed to have knives because you're not a real chef or something like that.
Yeah, because he's
like
really
damn.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Because
He's
doesn't he chew batter up and then spits it out of his nose?
Something like that, yeah. He's like, you shouldn't be allowed to be a chef because you're so gross, or I don't, it was something like that. But yeah, I was like, that's
so
that's fucking.
You know
funny.
that car that got detached.
Mhm.
Rocket Man approaches the detached cars, and after Luffy makes sure Sanji and the others are not on it, Zoro cuts it in half to get it off the track.
I liked this because they're like, oh, can we check who's on there? Like if Sanji and them are on there, and Luffy goes okay and launches himself over to the car. I was like, what the fuck?
I mean, he can.
I know. And then he's like, nope, they're not here. And then he goes back, and yeah, Zoro cuts the car in half.
And so then Zoro cuts in half. Soon after, they come across Captain T-Bone, who ran ahead on the sea train track. So he was just running.
Mm-hmm.
T-Bone fires projectile slashes towards Zoro, but he manages to dodge them and knocks T-Bone off the tracks. Rest in peace, T-Bone. Rest in peace. On top of the car, 3, Frankie is overwhelmed by Nero's speed, especially once she discovers that his back is his weak point. Here it is. His back is the weak point because he doesn't have any metal on the back.
Yep. And this, I know this is a little bit ahead of that, but this is where I wrote down Centaur Frankie.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
And it's backwards though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so especially but through trickery, Frankie manages to pin him down. As the cyborg punches Nero through the roof, Sanji kicks Wanze through the several cars until he lands right next to CP9 agents, which is a really cool scene. They both are right in... I'm remembering it in the anime. They're all just sitting there, and onesies just on the. I'll have to show the video. It's so good. So, in Robin's car, Corgi finds Sogo King, but he is shot by one of his gunpowder stars. Despite Sogo King trying to stop her, Robin goes into the car with CP9. Sanji and Frankie are. She once again denies their help, even going as far as attacking the Sniper King. So she just knocks him out with the clutch, right?
Yeah.
But he throws a smoke bomb, and the 4 criminals escape to the last car, detaching it from CP9's car. However, Khalifa manages to grab onto the car with her whip and is pulled in by Bluno. Frankie sacrifices himself by breaking down the wall, being held by Bluno, and falling back into the car. But this is futile as Bluno teleports to the separate car with the air door. It's like, you thought you did something, but you didn't. He attacks Sanji and Usopp, but Robin has him stop on the condition that she's willingly with him. Before Sanji can counterattack, Bluno and Robin go into the air door back to the sea train. This is like all before Enies lobby.
Yep, because Enies lobby starts when they get to Enies lobby.
Yeah, so Sanji and Sogo King are back. Talking to Robin, Frankie learns that Iceberg is still alive. Sogo King told her this, and then informs her that no matter what anyone says, simply being alive is not a sin. Puffing Tom then arrives at the no-night government island of Enies lobby. Oh, right, because it never is nighttime there. Which is really crazy.
I don't think they ever actually said that. Maybe they did. And I just...
No, it never is nighttime there. It literally says the no nighttime government island.
Oh.
Yokozuna,
Okay.
the frog, appears on the tracks, tests his strength against Rocket Man, and the impact separates the Frankie family's car from the train and knocks the train off the track. After landing on the train, Koroko calls the frog over, and he's extremely happy to see her, since he thought she was kidnapped by the government. Somehow managing to talk to the frog, Kokoro finds out that he was attacking the sea train so he could become stronger, and so he will be able to stop his friends from being taken away. She informs them that Frankie was taken just like Tom was, and Yokozuna decides to accompany them to Enies lobby. Meanwhile, the Frankie family had come across the cars Sanji and Sogo King were, and the two board theirs. As the sky starts to turn blue again, Enies lobby comes into sight. And that's Water 7.
The end of Water 7.
And it's 12 o'clock a.m. right here.
What a nice time to finish, huh?
Yeah. We have a bunch of notes here. Story impact. Frankie and his past are introduced, leading to him becoming the shipwright of the Straw Hat. Oh, that's spoilers.
Yeah, I really liked Water 7 specifically because there's a lot of mystery involved with it.
Oh yeah, like even the stuff later in Water 7 is kind of brought up in the story now.
Yeah.
Like with Aqua Laguna and what might actually cause Aqua Laguna.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah. Cuz you saw like how in the past the island wasn't flooded.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just like a lot of mystery with like
It was like almost like a crime drama.
yeah. But yeah, no, it was really cool. And most of it didn't feel like it went on longer than it had to, which is kind of my problem with some of the other parts of One Piece. I will say though, I kept this in my head like the whole time, because for whatever reason, there was flashbacks, like a lot more flashbacks, not just like character specific flashbacks, but like flashbacks to scenes that happened like either the chapter before, or like a couple chapters beforehand, and that really fucking annoyed me. I was like, this just happened.
Wait, they did
You
that?
don't need a flat. Yeah, it happened a lot.
Okay, so that's one of the reasons why one of the arcs in the anime is butchered by Toei. There's this one arc called Dressrosa. There's a backstory that happens once in the manga, and that's it. But in the anime,
Yeah.
they use the same flashback like 12 times, and everyone hates that character because of it.
Yeah, like there was like I can't remember specifically what these flashbacks were to, but it would just be like a scene would happen in one chapter, and then like the next chapter it would flash back to that scene that happened, and I'm like, why?
That's weird. I don't remember
Yeah.
that.
It was I was like like other than that kind of stuff, it was really enjoyable to read through. But yeah, no, that really fucking annoyed me when it happened. I was like, why? Why are you flashing back to something that like just happened?
Huh, I didn't think of that.
I can't remember if it happened in Enies lobby. I don't
We'll get
think
over that
so.
sometime. I say we.
Yeah, I know I don't want to like talk about Enies lobby right now. Because otherwise we'll be here for like another 2 hours. But
We can always do that
um,
next week.
yeah. But yeah, Water 7 was good. And
What do you think of Sogo King?
I it was great.
He has like a new slingshot.
Yeah. I didn't actually notice that.
Yeah, it's the Kabuto. Or what's his slingshot called?
I have no fucking idea. But yeah, no, I thought Soga King, I thought that was really cool because
Yeah, it's a slingshot. It's a dial-powered slingshot. So you use the dials to make a
Yeah.
powerful slingshot, which is really cool. He literally made it so like his projectiles fly farther.
yeah,
His weapon
it
is
was cool.
several times more powerful.
It was like it was a really interesting way to get Usopp to help them out, I guess, because like he felt really conflicted about it because like he had left them essentially, right?
Yeah.
But he still wanted to help them because they're his friends. And God, I have something to say about that next week.
Oh yeah, that's like one of my favorite parts that Usopp has ever done.
This is more so related to the translation from the scans that
Oh.
really just irritated me
Oh,
because it just didn't need to be that way. But it's more relevant in NA's lobby because I think that's when they started doing it.
oh, does it have to do with his name or what?
Mm-mm.
Can you give me like a rough hint?
I'll just tell you next week.
Oh, okay. You better remember. Like
I
we
will.
for-
I will because it fucking annoyed me the whole time, and it's not even like a big deal or anything. It's just kind of one of those things. That's like, why?
Huh. It must be like, no, I don't know. They must have like changed the translation. You said.
I think so. I think it's somebody else that started translating it.
Yeah, I've looked at like some of the translation for Viz. It's really weird.
Yeah. Well, I think this is a fan translation.
Oh, okay. So you're reading it wrong then.
Maybe.
Maybe I should find you a better website to read this.
I mean, I understand what's happening.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
It's just like how people decide to translate some things and not other things. and I don't remember which arc this happened in, but there was this fucking translator note where they're like, this word means this. And I'm like, why didn't you just fucking translate it then? When you just translated it in the translator note. I don't even remember what it was. I was like, this is so fucking dumb.
Yeah, that does sound weird.
Ugh. Anyways, Water 7 was really good. I liked the whole mystery vibe that was going on with that. It was really cool.
Yeah, it's a good time.
God, my throat.
Same.
Holy crap.
Yee. At least it wasn't like dragged on like what's it called? Sky Island.
Yeah.
Luffy wasn't
That's-
stuck in a snake.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like I really liked Skypiea, but like the middle-ish section was, it just didn't need to be as long as it was, which is kind of, yeah.
I mean, it was like I probably said that in the other Yapathon, where I literally probably said, well, it was made in like what year?
Skypiea would have been like 2002, 2003, sort of.
Yeah,
I think.
around there, and there's probably like, you know, he takes a lot of inspiration from Dragon Ball Z and how long those things go.
Which is funny because a lot of the stuff in Dragon Ball goes by really quickly.
Does
But,
it?
yeah. Like the whole manga of Dragon Ball is only 430 chapters.
430.
Yeah.
That's still quite a bit.
Yeah. But like that's from the very start to the end.
Right.
So not to say there wasn't stuff that was dragged out, because there definitely was, but yeah, I don't know. It's weird to think about.
I wonder what it would have been like to read One Piece at that time, where it would be weekly. Like, how would you... Actually, no, wait. I don't think you would be even able to read it weekly back then.
You would have, because we had the Shonen Jump magazine back then still.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have been able to buy it.
You just read it in the store.
I don't even know if that would be a store around where I lived.
Well, they at least where I lived, they sold the magazine in like Walmart and stuff.
Like, only
So-
recently I started seeing, like, manga in stores.
Yeah, like, I know. I remember a few times seeing the Shonen Jump magazine in like with the other magazines in Walmart.
Oh.
But no, I definitely know what you mean. Because it really wasn't until recently where there was like a decent section of manga in the bookstores.
Which apparently is bigger than the comic section.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't... The power of the internet, being able to read manga.
Yeah, thank God.
Although I do have some questionable about the translation. I wish people would actually translate things properly and not put their own spin on things.
Me too.
You know, I found out recently, I know this is slightly off topic, but we're winding down. I was watching a video on YouTube. Apparently what they do with some dubs or subs for games. Like the game they were playing was, I think it was Valkyria Chronicles.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, what they did, I don't know why they did this, is they were lazy and they just took the subtitles from the dub and put it over the Japanese.
What the fuck?
So like, you'll have the Japanese voices continue talking
Oh.
while the sentence is really short. And then I'm like, how many other games do they do that with?
It's a lot. There's that really infamous example with, is it Fire Emblem Awakening?
You're talking
Where-
about Fates.
Is it Fates?
Is it where there's no dialogue at all?
Yes.
Yeah, they literally removed the
It's so stupid. Like,
their-
why?
in their defense was like, well, they're two assassins and it would be really funny to have no dialogue.
It's like, yeah, but there's like a whole thing of dialogue there. Like, come on.
I mean,
yeah.
that opened my third eye after playing that game. I'm like, they
That
did
game's
what?
a fucking mess.
You stripped some features from the game for what reason? I bought a 3DS to play that game.
No.
Hey man, I enjoyed my
Oh.
time, but Jesus.
Oh man.
That's when I knew something wasn't right with translations. If I
At
was,
least there seems to be some amount of like turning around with that stuff recently, though.
yeah, I hope so.
Seems like there is. The thing that annoyed me with people arguing, like, oh, well, it's been like that since like the 80s. And it's like, yeah, well, that was the 80s. And
We're in the. Get behind the times, guys. It's 2024.
exactly. It's like that was over 40 years ago.
I don't know. Would it be weird of me to say that I kind of think it's racist for people to put their own ideas in the translation?
I'm not sure if racist is necessarily the correct term.
It seems very egotistical of them.
It absolutely is egotistical.
I mean, considering how much they get paid, and it's just like, well, I'm getting paid this much, so I want to be creative.
Yeah. Well, especially when they go and boast about it on social media. But
Where's the
how?
No, seriously. What is with the Western studios and not being professional? I don't see
Yeah.
any time like something controversial happens to a Japanese voice actor, they get like excommunicated.
I don't know. You're asking the wrong person because I do not know.
Well, that
It's
was a
frustrating.
mini rant, 8-minute rant.
Oops.
No, it's all a part of this. I don't know if I brought this up last time, but apparently I saw also a comparison of like the quality Viz has over other country.
You did bring that up, yeah.
I think I did, yeah.
And I don't know. What the fuck?
It sucks because we're Canadians and we can't do anything because we don't live in the U.S. and everything is fucking made by the U.S. and is distributed by the U.S. And it's just like we don't have a choice but to hear all about the American slang and oh, guys, I just added poggers to my subs. Do you think that's kind of wacky though? Poggers.
I'm keeping up with the slang of the kids of today, and it's like,
Please don't.
stop.
That could
Like-
be its own video in itself.
Oh god, yeah. It makes me so tired.
Oh, I heard also like even like with Final Fantasy 14, I heard that like some of the translation is really weird.
I've heard that too, but when I've looked into it myself, it's like not really.
I don't know.
I know what they like to do with Final Fantasy 14 is have like a lot of pop culture references
Oh yeah, but
in
usually it's
their
just like
quests and stuff.
the name of the quest is like a pun or something.
Yeah. And so like changing it to something that makes sense for like the Western audience for that kind of thing, I think is like completely fine.
Yeah, it's not like
Because-
changing the story that much. It's just the title of the quest. Like, who reads the title of the quests?
Not very many people.
I do when they're funny. I'm like, ah, good joke.
Yeah.
I want to
Like
die now.
yeah, it'll be like quest names or like the name of like a fate or
Or a
something.
band.
or-
It would be like a name of
Yeah.
a band or something, or like a song, and it would be like stuck in a hard place or something like that.
Yeah.
Some kind of reference to something. Which I don't mind. It's a side quest, a fade, the story main quest title, not affecting the story at all. I swear to God, if there was, this is gonna be the last thing I say. I swear to God, if there's a quest title that says "Speak to Wuklamat again,"
Boy, have I got some news for you.
no quest title, not like objective.
Oh, yeah, okay, you're right.
No, but
Don't think of it,
I didn't
but-
realize how many times it says "Speak to Wuklamat again," not just "Speak to Wuklamat." Speak to Wuklamat
Mhm.
again.
Speak to Wuklamat once more.
Speak to Wuklamat thrice, even.
Mm.
But yeah, that's Water 7, guys. Speak to Wuklamat.
Pray return to Wuklamat.
Ah! I'm just gonna burn up like that Ash baby.
Oh god.
That meme. Scene! I'm not even there yet, but I've seen the clips. Does that happen all the time you fight that boss?
Which
That one audio clip?
I think so, yeah.
That must be annoying. You can't skip that?
Nope.
Bruh. Time to switch to the German dub. Yeah. Alright, guys. I think that we'll call the One Piece Yapathon Water 7 arc with a bit of Long Ring Long Land arc. Yes. What would you rate it out of 10?
God, I don't know. I guess like an 8 or something.
So 8 Saga Kings out of 10.
Yes.
Alright, 8 Soggy Kings out of 10. Soggy. Sogu King. Alright. I think I'm just gonna edit here. Bye. Goodbye. Get out of here.
Professional.
Get a life, guys. Why are you still listening to this pod? Wait, this isn't a podcast. It could
Yeah,
be.
I guess in a sense it is.
Alright, get a life. Instead of listening to this, why aren't you reading One Piece? The ravings of a man. Okay. I'm actually going to end it now. Goodbye.
But are you gonna end it now or now?
Now.